So we're here today with Bristol legend, good friend of mine, good friend of Rogue's. I'm sure like a lot of other heads in Bristol hold you highly in what you've done.
Yep.
It's Turroe. Introduce yourself, the shit starter.
Sure.
Yeah, let us know a bit about yourself. Just give the people who might be watching who don't know yet just a quick start, and then we'll get into... I mean, I can introduce you. Turroe's a fucking graph legend in Bristol, for those who don't know. And he's also been a big part of the hip-hop scene here. So I guess start with the graph. When did the graph start, and how did you get into it, and what drew you to it? And
early. Obviously, I'm fucking old now, 47. So I started drawing as a kid, like I said earlier. Like early age, between 7 and 9, I was drawing. Just random things. Realised I was quite good at it. Got encouraged at school to draw. Spent a lot of time on my own, so I spent a lot of time drawing. Like things would catch my eye, and I just draw it.
Yeah, you mentioned birds.
Birds of prey. I don't know why. And dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Just things I saw in books. And it just drew me to it, and I draw. Drew a couple of things in school, like I said. That I'd read books, and then because of the description of the stories, we had to draw the characters from the books and stuff. And then we listened to War of the Worlds. I remember this quite vividly, without seeing the record cover and that. And I drew it, and the teacher said it was like as near to the story as it could be.
That's mad.
They were like, "Oh, it was really good," and that sort of encouraged me. So I spent a lot of time on my own as a kid, like listening to records and stuff. So while I was listening to tunes, I'd just be sat drawing.
And what kind of stuff were you listening to, like pre-graph?
Pre-graph was 80s pop music, like listen to Adam and the Ants, even listen to fucking Shawaddy Waddy, because my mum had a few 7-inches. That's another weird thing, because things would catch my ear, and I'd like it, and then I'd have to go and get it and listen to it over and over.
Yeah.
So I'd listen to certain tunes, and I can remember, and a lot of it storytelling tunes. So that's what would catch my ear. And then got into Madness and stuff. So drawing the Madness logos. Common things that a lot of people from the
at the time.
80s era would go through.
I think that's a big thing about when you start drawing, though. You see logos you like and you copy them, don't you?
I think that's the link to early graph, because obviously kids in school would have satchels and stuff with the mods logos and the Who and stuff. It would. I'd just see it.
I used to have the Onyx one on my bag. Yeah.
Got into robotics before I got into hip hop around about 81, 82.
What, like popping?
It was robotics. Actually doing the robot, like before I even knew.
So before popping, it was robotics.
Before popping, it was robotics.
Yeah.
Which I don't know where it came from originally, but that's what I was in.
It must have been the LA scene, because it was Buglin and that first, wasn't it?
I think it,
And then, robotics.
And obviously the moonwalk, Jeffrey Daniels on top of the pops, and like a lot of people of my age will say that was the pivotal point. And then you had Buffalo Girls, the video.
The Michael McLaren,
But what I will say, I had a record, I think it was Hits of 83.
Yeah.
And so I was doing robotics at a Christmas party in my house in front of my nan and stuff. But I was doing it to Freeze AEIOU.
Oh, bruv, that tune's amazing.
But that was before I even knew anything, because hip hop and electro was, it was
quite blended, wasn't it? It was.
You'd probably listen to electro in a lot of younger people and think it's not hip hop because it's not vocal, so it's electronic music.
Yeah.
But this is what.
But that's where it started from, really. It started from the electro.
Yeah. So on the flip side was Malcolm McLaren.
With the Buffalo Girls.
Which I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I did my robotics at the party, and all my nan's clapping and shit. And then got into electro. So obviously listened to Malcolm McLaren on the other side. And one of my mates in school had a load of electros. So I'd go around there and tape them off him. Started a breaking crew.
Yeah.
He opened his brother's bedroom door. Said, "Look at this." And on the wall were a load of pieces that his brother drew, his older brother.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen anything to do with graph then. It's a few things, but hadn't really resonated. And it's a load of pieces, electro, pop, break, arrows, clouds, and I was all coloured in with pencil crayon.
Was he an active bomber at the time, or was he just doing it as a fan?
I didn't know anything about it.
I was going to ask you about that, actually, but we'll get onto it, I'm sure.
That's the next era. Didn't know anything about it. Literally just sort of, this was things, I think that was just an advancement of drawing the logos and stuff. maybe the Rocksteady Crew record cover, but I didn't know that
Yeah.
at the time because I was young. Me being me, went home and drew what I remembered seeing, what I'm saying, and took him back in. He showed his brother. His brother was like, yeah, it's good, but you got to do your own thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand, really. So the next couple of days, he comes to school and says, look at this, and it's Subway art.
Oh, wicked. I still
And
got
I
a copy.
just was like, opened the whole can of worms.
Yeah.
Memorised what I saw in the book. Went out, got one, robbed the one. But just before that, they had an exhibition at Arnold Feeney.
Yeah.
At this point, 3D, I was sort of realising that it had its own sort of element to it.
What,
But
3D letters?
3D in Bristol.
Oh, 3D the writer.
They, we used to go to Virgin Records at this point. The first time I saw it, went to town. They had the exhibition at Arnold Feeney, which was 85.
Yeah.
All the kiddie who showed me the book went with a couple of kiddies I knew. Never been to town before. Bear in mind, I'm probably about 12, 13 now. I was like, gutted. I couldn't go. They come back, showed me photos, told me what it was like. Wild Bunch was playing, and they were hearing all these things about Wild Bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally get to Virgin Records, and the pillar at Virgin Records is painted. There's a Wild Bunch piece in the alley next to it. Like, primitive, bubble letters, big thing round it. And I just stood there staring at it like I did with a lot of art. I'm staring at these things, figuring out, and knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And then from then on, just hunted it down, copied everything out of Subway art.
Because I saw an interview that you would go out and take photos with your mates.
This is the next stage.
Okay, yeah.
So, go to school. Go back to school.
Yeah.
There's an older kiddie in school who's art folder. Used to make art folders back then out of like A2 pieces of card. All your artwork would be in these massive folders. You know, the character on the cover, it was all colour. So I'm looking through his folder, characters and lettering that I knew was original. I hadn't seen it before, and I'm like, fucking hell, like, what is it?
Yeah.
Copied it, traced it, bit his work, literally like everything you do. So he's the older kiddie in the school who does it, who's into it. Then there's a younger kiddie who I found out walking around school. He's got a patch on his back of his coat, and I'm like, someone says, oh, so-and-so does graffiti. Oh, yeah, I'm better than him. No, he's better than you. I'm like, no. So a girl I knew, we were into hip-hop and breaking at the time. One of my friends, she was in his year. Why don't you two battle? You do a drawing, he does a drawing, bring it to school, see who's the best. Obviously, all his mates are saying his is. All my mates are saying mine is. Well, I remember at the time, I bit a character out of Subway art, but the writing was mine. So I wrote "Bite This" with a Union Jack flag. I remember what it looked like in my head. I remember what it like. And he'd done a Mode 2 character off a Devious piece.
Yeah.
Like straight bite. Well, I didn't know. They'd been to Covent Garden and took photos. So you're looking at 85. I didn't know that. I'd never seen it before. But I'm looking at it. And already I'm thinking, you didn't do that. No way did you do it. Thinking, I hope you didn't do it.
Yeah.
So that was that. So me and him were sort of rivals through school. Made friends in the end, Spice, Risky, formed a crew. Then we all got together and then used to go out and take photos.
Yeah.
That's how we got, because one of our friends, his stepdad lived in St. Paul's. And he owned one of the pubs, or he worked near one of the pubs, like maybe the Inkerman or something.
Yeah.
So it was his stepdad. So he knew where all the spots were. So we literally get on our bikes, ride to St. Paul's or wherever, and just hunt it out. Follow tags. Bear in mind, you could probably count the number of writers in Bristol then. 8, 10.
Yeah.
Didn't know them. Only knew them through their tags.
Yeah.
That's what Inky's about there, money.
Inky was about, I could name, like, obviously you had Fade and Jaffa.
Who was it then, yeah?
So you had Fade and Jaffa.
Yeah.
Inky was Crime Incorporated was about,
Yeah.
which was Inky, Felix, Jinx, which is Felix's brother, and Ego, Nick Walker.
Yeah.
Obviously 3D, UD4, but 3D, Wild Bunch and 3D and UD4 were music crews. The very first person allegedly in the UK was 3D to paint graffiti before London, here, and obviously he painted with UD4, so they were like sound system crews. That's how we got into music as well. That's how it came across as a package for us, not separate things.
Did it get kind of like presented to you, like, because obviously you found like just the graph first, so
I never know because I found.
Oh right, so you found that I
the
guess
music and the graph literally was packaged as a package.
as one thing, yeah.
Because obviously, if you watch Buffalo Girls video and Donda's doing the piece,
yeah.
and what I'm saying, in '84, Star Wars came out,
Yeah.
and I taped it off the telly, or '84, '85.
That's a classic.
Yeah, I
And
watched
it blew my mind.
It's a fucking
I
classic.
don't even pause the telly and take
Yeah.
and trace the pieces off of the telly.
Yeah.
Like that's how much.
My mate had it on
But
a
yeah, it
black and
came
white
as a
telly.
package. So as far as hip hop was graph and music to me and breaking, so it was a package and it was never separate. Even though now I've read older books and stuff, I know that it was separate in New York from the beginning. It's nothing. It was way before hip hop.
But it got exported as like one thing.
Yeah, Malcolm McLaren.
Yeah.
Literally, and when it came here, because breaking over here was early, like early.
What, like from when it started?
Yeah,
Like
we
first
were,
birth or whatever,
and people in other parts of the UK, like a part sites of London. I remember some kids from Bournemouth come to our youth club, and they were advanced. Like they had everything, and I couldn't even buy a pair of Adidas trainers, and they had full on Fila track suits and.
The rich boys came in.
Mate, I don't even know. It was just like
Yeah.
they looked like some out of New York, and we were like looking at them. I'm this scruffy little. You look at pictures of me back then. I had nothing.
Yeah.
Like scabby little kid, and got teased for it and everything. Like so, once you could get it, we'd just go out and get it anyway.
Yeah.
But they were older, so you're chatting like 81, 82. So I don't know what year you were born.
90.
I was born in 79.
Yeah, so it's.
I remember breaking in my
Rogie would have been
junior-
like 2, 3,
3 years
but
old,
10
yeah.
years later.
Yeah.
So and they were even 4 or 5 years in front of us. So we're looking up to them. But it's taken us another 4 or 5 years to get good.
Yeah.
Then when you get good, everybody's telling you what you're doing.
What? Because everyone else has evolved.
They've
and
moved on. They've
Yeah.
moved into
Thing.
rave and shit. And
Yeah,
you're still
yeah,
walking.
yeah.
I'm still walking around, and then you get all the you're trying to be black, you're trying to be this, you're trying, and like, then you get that, and I'm like,
That was quite bad in South Bristol, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was like, I mean, I grew up in Bedminster, innit?
well, so
You're
did I.
Bedminster Down, Bedminster, like south of the river.
Well,
like
I
if
was
you,
hanging about with all the kids from Marksby Road,
Yeah.
and then we'd be battling the kids from Noah West. Well, the kids from Noah West ain't having it,
Yeah.
and the kids from Noah West were advanced.
Yeah.
Like, and we're
What,
like
writers or
B-boys,
B-boys,
mate,
yeah.
out of this world.
Yeah.
And we're looking at them, and they're coming down. We're listening to Electro 3 on our lino, and they're blasting Electro 6. See, this is, and I'm like, the fuck? Where'd you get that from? Who's that? So we're all still on
6 is a
bleeding
good one as well, isn't it?
Pac-Man,
Yeah.
and they're on Roxanne Shante and
Shanty.
Shanty's Revenge, and
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I heard
yeah.
Cosmic Blast, and I seen some kiddie do Charlie Chaplin,
Yeah.
which obviously was from Electro Rock, but I'd never seen that, and we're like, shit. I'd be battling the Marksby Road kids in my back garden. My mum would be looking out the window. And it's like, mate, I'm glad there weren't video cameras back then.
I don't know, bruv. I'm gutted.
It would have been
But it would have been
Gold,
different.
man.
I think everything it was a different time, you know what I mean? So
It was completely different,
yeah.
but
I always find it amazing how you guys must have fucking like getting your music out in that era. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, well,
Is just a whole different kettle of fish compared to now. Like we've got like easy now.
that's music.
But,
Music
yeah.
is we can get to that. That's not.
But even with Graph, do you know what I mean? Like you
Well,
said,
this is
they
what I'm
had to
saying.
go to London to take a picture to bring it back because it was such a like early.
Yeah, you're chatting. I'm chatting pre-mobile phone,
Yeah.
pre-computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not even talking really video camera era.
Yeah, nah, not
Yeah,
at all.
Disposable
like-
cameras, isn't it?
Yeah.
The first camera was, and this is what I'm going to get at, because I'm old school, blah, 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 blah. I'm still current, I'm still doing stuff. But I never thought I'd be sat talking about an era. Like, I used to hear my old man and other people, older generations, talk about when they never had anything and they didn't have tellies and that. So you're talking in an era that's still going now, where I'm talking about it like I'm an old man. So, chatting boom boxes and tape. I'm still on tapes and Walkmans and
Yeah.
like I'm still on that. My kids don't necessarily know what it is.
Yeah.
So you sound like that old man.
Yeah.
Through rose tinted glasses talking about something. The only reason we talk about it in such a way that it means so much to us, because we're attaching memories to it.
Yeah.
You'll be attaching your memories to it.
But I could even do that now with, say, the generation that's below me. Or like these kids who are 18, 19 now.
Yeah.
Like, they've always had a phone. Do you know what I mean? When I was 14, like, I must have got my first phone at like 14.
Nokia 3310.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the most basic phone ever. I didn't have a computer, grew up without a TV.
No.
So I was kind of switched off from that as well. So even for me, I'd be like, what? You remember? And kids nowadays growing up,
looking
like,
at you going...
So I could sound like an old man
of
now,
course.
just in the space of fucking 15 years.
It's
That's how quick it's going now.
But in
you know
20 years' time, this era is probably still going to be relevant.
I hope so.
Well, but they're not going to be looking at it like because it's advanced quicker.
Yeah.
Whereas
also, it'll all be there. It'll all be on video, photo, documented.
Which is why you do what you do. Like I'll be dead. I might be dead and gone. Like
I hope not.
Mate, it is what it is. But so back to my point. Like 10 writers going around taking pictures, battling risky, like forming a crew. Literally 4 of us, Bear Me Down posse. I grew up in Quantock Road, which is
grew up in Quantock.
Yeah, and I went to St Mary Redcliffe until I was 9.
That's mad. You know, I grew up on Cotswold.
It's called road over.
Yeah, literally a road over. That's what I was born in my house on Cotswold Road. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, that's where I wasn't born in a house, but So so I went there, and then we moved to Aylesbury Crescent, which is just up the road from Parsons Street, when I was 9, and then I went to Bear Me Down.
Yeah.
So I went to Parsons Street as a junior school, St Mary Redcliffe first, then Parsons Street, then Bear Me Down. So I had a few friends and whatnot at the start again, but a lot of kids from Parsons Street went to Bear Me Down. So as far as the hip hop thing, it wasn't there until I got there. We started like just a group of mates, me, Risky, Rhymer, Saint, started a crew, and then started writing. Before that, I was floating about with like a kiddie from Knoll, a couple of other kids chatting like 87 to 89, tagging. Don't really know anything about it. 85, 86.
Smurf was breaking early, wasn't he?
Smurf was breaking. I didn't know about the other side of town. Obviously, One Cut and that comes later. Like when I met Shade and stuff and Smurf, we'd heard all the names because obviously we're breaking with the Knoll West kiddies. So you hear about whatever crew outside the Spectrum building.
Yeah,
like Smurf and Bush Ploy, and you'd hear names like, and sometimes you'd see them, you'd go and see breakers and that, but we're little kids observing, like they're way advanced.
Right, yeah.
And you're like dugout days in Wild Bunch days.
I was going to say the dugout as well, yeah.
Too young to go there. I haven't even gone there.
Yeah, I wasn't.
The nearest you get is getting a Wild Bunch tape is Rock on 85, which is a tape that I have now, and there's some dusty old 60 generation copy that you can't even hear them recorded properly, not live, through one of the parties. Well, I'll get to that because Bungie got all their tapes that he recorded on like a recordable Walkman live. Lent me all the time, thinking, the Wild Bunch tapes, and I listened to them, and all you hear is a crowd talking over it. I came and lived and he used to listen to it. I'm like, what's this? So me and Risky fell out a couple of times. Better than you, I'm better than you, blah, 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 battling, just drawing in, tagging around, Bear Me Down, like literally just walk around tagging. He'd cross me out, cross him out. Then I met Kaz in North West. Just some big unit of a kiddie who could break, long hair, into weed it and like literally stone constant. And I'm like, fucking hell, this geezer's nuts. Just walk up to you like, ooh, come around my house, go around his house. All his bedroom would be sprayed, and we'd go and then start drinking and drinking, like probably about when I was 13, like meeting him, and so we started a crew, me and him, CNW, the Night Riders, like walking around Knoll, tagging. But before that, Risky had phoned me up and said, I know how to do thin lines. This is how I'm going to say that, to say this.
Yeah.
I'm going back with no influences, don't know anything about graffiti.
Yeah.
Just looking at it. He's like, I know how to do thin lines. Shut up. Well, he got scratched the can down the wall. So everyone's like, what? So you grab the can flat and scratch it down the wall when like this. I'm like, so you see a tag from 86, there'd be scratch marks all next to it. Like what? Anyway, it worked, and we were like, fucking hell. So I'm like, seeing 3D pieces, seeing pink on it. What pink's that? Someone said, it's Buntlack. I'm like, what? Never heard of it. Pink paint, like pink spray. Fucking hell, look at like
What was there like? Was there so you only had a selection of colours at the time?
car paint.
Just car paint.
innit?
Car paint.
Yeah, obviously because it
Mate,
wasn't a business then, was it? So it's
car
just,
plan,
yeah.
Dupli-Color. I don't even think Dupli-Color was
What about,
invented.
And was there quite a small selection of colours at the time then?
That's why if you look at most pictures from the 80s, it's blues, a lot of blue pieces, a lot of reds and yellow. Yellow was shit, obviously. Brown, you ain't using brown, but we'll get to that. So a lot of blue, like I could Sierra beige, like for characters' faces, beige.
Yeah.
Maestro blue, which was as close to lilac as you get. Olympic blue and turquoise, you get turquoise.
Yeah.
And that was probably about it, right? So you're like, pink fucking spray paint is a revelation. You're seeing this, like, we're like, where the free deal I've got. So I'm hanging about with Kaz in Noah West, yeah? This is how I meet Bungie. Bungie's a DJ. There's a crew called Fresh Forwarder playing Warehouse Parties and that. Bungie's a mint DJ, right? Back then, I'm looking at, I'm 16. So riding around Noel on our BMXs, me and Kaz. Goes around Bungie's house. Sits there, does me tapes. I'm watching him double up ultimate breaks for hours.
Yeah, he's
and
got
I've
all
still
them
got
ones
the
down,
tapes
innit?
now, and I
Yeah,
know it
yeah,
says like 89. It might even say earlier than that on the tape. A couple of earlier ones, 87. So I'm there. He got all these speakers on a rack, like this long line that it was all distorted, everything. He couldn't record, but I'm just watching, and I'm like, get out. This is like hip hop in the middle of Noah West, and I'd never seen it like someone do it.
Yeah.
And he's got graffiti in his back garden on a little metal thing. And like he said, oh, it's Chaos. Of course, I've seen tags and stuff. Never met him. Didn't know he was local. Yeah, he's a good mate of mine. Shabs lives around the corner. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Who are they? So and so, so and so. Oh, they're amazing. Like, they were out piecing. So I'm like, use his pink spray. Where'd you get it from? He's like, can't tell you that. I'm like, oh, can't tell you. You've got to find out yourself. Fair enough.
It was always like that back then, wasn't it?
So he said, eventually I wore him down, I think, after about a year. So
A year?
I wore him down.
Fuck
yeah,
yeah,
mate.
no.
I'm like,
shit was valuable back
then.
then.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I can see why though, because it's everything you have. If you
I'm
do
a toy.
find it,
they're not going to tell me anyway. I'm a little toy. Yeah. He's like, well, you. So
Figure it
eventually, he said, down by Temple Meads. I'm like, how am I going to find that? Yeah, all right. So we go down by Temple Meads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like scouting around over on a big office block. There's a pillar, and we're looking, and there's lines and tags,
Pink.
and there's pink, and there's lilac, and we're like, "Is around there? Where is it? Where the fuck is it?" And right opposite, there's a door, and we're like, "It can't be in here. It's an office block. Like what?" Open the door, yeah. There's tags at the stairwell. So we just follow the tags. That's it. Follow the tags. Follow the tags. Follow the tags, and we come to a door, and it says Eurographics. And we're like,
bingo.
Yeah.
Door shut. It's not open on a weekend. You can't get in there. We're like, fuck no. So go back. Someone says, anyway. So we found it now. We know it's only open on a weekday now because it ain't open. So we're just riding around till it goes open, and we walk in there. It's just a graphic shop. It's mad. Markers, like stuff, but not like a office supply. It's more like an office supply graphic shop with scalpels and like stuff.
Like Maplin type.
Rotary pen. No, this is like rotary pens and stuff. So we're walking around, and it's all in aisles. And then I see this box of big silver markers, like paint markers. Fucking like that. Having them. Walk round.
Racking.
And the Buntlack was on shelves down the aisles. Eventually they changed it and put it behind the counter for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because we just robbed it blind. And once everybody knew where it was, we were robbing it blind.
Got decimated.
It's but you had to be clever because it's so empty. You got to bear in mind they probably didn't even know what we were doing. but we're dressed in a certain way. We're looking like roughly. They're thinking, well, why have we got suddenly had an influx of these kids wanting this, right?
Why is our profit dropped hard? Like,
Mate, well,
They're not after fountain
it's
pens.
another story. But so yeah, sometimes you'd say, oh, you buy a tin, yeah, and it was about £8. So we'd club together or whatever and buy one tin of rose pink.
£8 for a tin of paint.
Back then, yeah.
Fucking hell.
And money was a lot more back then as well. So £8 for a fucking tin of
So
paint.
we clubbed together and literally, and we would, like, we'd even just put it there and just stare at it because it was a pink tin. Smell it. Like, literally, I know kids who do one tag and it'd be there for a year. My mate would just, like, have it there. You're like, what? Yeah. So anyway, so you go, I'll have that one. And when their back's turned and they serve you the random one up there, you'd be nicking all the others.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Were you one of the type of people who racked everything? Did you take it to
Back
like
then?
yeah. Youthful days.
Yeah, I
Just
was. It
mates
was the only
and-
thing I was good at racking.
Yeah.
It's like, and it had to be done because you couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
I had a Kodak disc camera. Like, that's what I used to take my photos on. Literally a disc camera. Don't even know how I got it. Probably my mum or dad bought it for me. I don't know. But got robbed in London for it. But got it back at the time. Whole nother story.
What?
Yeah, so I haven't got to the Barton Hill bit yet. So this is how.
Okay,
I was gonna say,
So,
keep it rolling, man.
oh mate, it's fucking long. I
Yes,
apologise to anyone who's
No,
listening.
this is-
It's
this
is
long.
fucking-
This is the fucking. It's what we want to
Interesting,
hear,
man.
man. I'm completely like.
Thanks
There's
for
a
the
lot of
word.
stuff that I don't know about, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that people listening might not know about.
So-
about Bristol as well. You know what I'm saying?
So Bungie was in Fresh 4, Tricky was in Fresh 4 back then. And we're running around doing our graffiti thing. They're having parties in St. Luke's Road, which is by, you should know, is the corner before you get to where Fowler's is. But the other
Yeah,
side, White House Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go around the back
Yeah,
of there.
yeah.
St. Luke's Road was on the corner before the bridge, on the back of the park. It was all squatted back. All the shops were abandoned on that corner.
Yeah.
There's an old video of me. We made our own video and I'm sat in it. So they had warehouse parties down there. So I'm in with Bungie. He's telling me about, go back a year, Chaos and Shabs. So we discover where the pink paint is. The Chaos and Shabs are local. So they're our heroes. So me and Kaz was like worming our way in. And I think I met Shabs and then Chaos. So they were like, oh, we're doing this and we're going out. And they were going out like fucking outlaws to us. They were going out at night.
Yeah.
Doing pieces, not full grown colour productions like Stations, Staple and Road Station. And I'd seen some of Chaos's stuff from back then. It was all legal. And this is what I'll get to. So one of his pieces was all green buntlack. Like everything.
What, different types of green? Or?
No, one green. And I'm like, bear in mind there's £8 a tin. I'm thinking, how the fuck has he done the whole piece in green? So Bungie said, oh, he went round the back of the graphics place, not to snitch on anyone or anything. I didn't think he'd care. They just had
It ain't going to get done now, are you?
no, mate, because my mate had it shut down for the same reason. But anyway, so there was a delivery, didn't know. Downstairs on the delivery platform was boxes of buntlack. So he just, and I think he just picked up one and ran off with it. I think there was 6 to 8 tins in
just
one,
had-
6 tins in
yeah,
one
yeah.
little box.
All
Yeah.
green.
All green, dark green. So he did this Gucci piece saying green, and we're like, fucking hell, it was amazing. So anyway, we get in with them. I know a really nice kid is, and they're local. So like, come out. You can look out for us and that. So this is going to blow you. Blow your mind, not blow you. And, so Chaos is like, he's at the time, he's up. Like, and I'm looking at his stuff. He's like Southwest Inky to us. It's well advanced and he's killing it. We told him where to get Rust-Oleum because we knew that had come
Knew the
out,
spot.
but it was a British version, not the American version, but it was big, like 600 tins. So that was in a place down Bedminster. So we go in there and that was quite cheap. So we bought a tin of white. Said, do a piece tonight. We're like, why don't you do it in Windmill Hill? Like under the underpass leading up to the station. We'd already been here and there, up and down the station, tagging and that.
Underneath
What?
the underpass on the station, yeah?
On the-
or
on
the
the-
one
on
on
The
the
one
bridge?
where you could walk up to.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
the underpass
yeah.
thing.
I used to paint that a lot.
But it was all white.
Yeah.
There weren't no mosaics and stuff. So
Yeah.
we walked in. We got a picture. I'm chatting 89. So we go in, and Shabs ain't there. It's just Chaos and me and Kaz. So he stands there, I stand there, and we stand there watching Chaos do this piece in the dark, looking out for him. Right? Nobody going in there in 1989, walking up to the station.
No.
You think trains were running at night in 89? Don't know. Like, probably were, but not very few.
Yeah, it'd be less regular, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All different
So does the piece, we make friends and stuff, and that's it. That's our connection in. So I'm starting to connect with other Bristol writers outside of Bemi Down at the time. So anyway, sort of go back to our lot, and still riding around on our bikes, taking pictures and that, and they discovered Barton Hill,
The youth club.
The youth club.
Yeah.
I don't know, by mistake, whatever. They're riding around, they see Barton Hill. They go up there, and John invites them in.
I was going to say it was John running it then, wasn't it?
John was running
Yeah.
it. It's covered in graffiti
Shout
in the
out
courts,
John
outside, everything. I think they'd gone up.
I've seen a lot of photos of it, man. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen the photos you showed me.
Yeah.
Photos in books and all sorts.
Oh,
I
yeah,
still never
it's-
went and painted it. I've never painted it.
You
I
can
never
paint
painted
it
it,
now.
man.
It's a boxing club now, but it's still paintable.
Is it a boxing club now?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I need to get my fucking fists up.
Yeah. Pretty hardcore right there. And
Yeah.
back then, mate. It was
That'd probably
proper,
be good
like,
for me, mate. I need
Back
it.
then, it was. It was a bit of an area that you didn't really want to venture too much into.
Yeah.
So everyone's a bit apprehensive about. So I think they went up a couple of times and it was shut. And then one time they went up there and they went in and they come back and told me. And they were like, "It's amazing. You got to go up there." So I went up there with them. And again, I'm like, I ain't not going. Did a drawing and sort of posted it through the letterbox and shit. Such a toy. And I'm thinking,
What, posted it through
posted
the
it through the
letterbox
of the club. Yeah. What a dick. Yeah. Just like,
Oh, it's like it's
Mate,
it's a nice innocence though, isn't it? Because it's like
I think I even
shit
bit
is-
it, and I think Inky told me I had bit it as well, and I'm like, fucking hell, yeah. It's one of them. So you got to learn. That's how
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
got. That's how you shouldn't come out and do. You write on something, you're gonna get a punch in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I tell you what, one thing that I will carry on with what you're saying, but before I forget, is that those rules applied to me so hard because I followed heads like you and like a lot of the old school heads
I've
taught
heard
me
you.
the ways.
Yeah.
Where it was like I had to follow those to the point where like it actually slowed me, and I reckon it slowed me down with music and it slowed me down with graph.
It's exactly
but I
the
didn't
same.
copy because I was like, I can't.
You can.
To the
Not
point
allowed,
that I
innit?
just did.
You can't paint next to an established writer without paying your dues. They're not going to have it. You can't
Yeah.
step in a cipher unless you got your shit down pat.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get fucking pushed out,
Yeah.
like you say, and you're going to get bullied.
Yeah.
Like it's just things.
That's changed now a lot as well.
Yeah,
and that's
it has
one
changed.
thing, and it's one thing that it's debatable, right? But I kind of think
pros
that
and cons,
it's there's definitely pros and cons, but
Yeah.
the cons, I'll state the cons because that's what we're talking about.
We can
Yeah,
agree with.
Is that you need some sort of regulation?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes you're in ciphers nowadays, and
Kill-
it's like, right,
yeah.
we're doing 16 bars, and you'll get some dude coming in,
do 40.
fucking trying to do 40, or
Yeah.
someone who's just actually whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's
it's
like
granted.
sometimes you need to be told
Yeah.
that you're whack.
Well, it's
'cause
no,
everyone's
it's
whack
no
nowadays.
different.
It'll make them
And
feel better.
what's wrong with telling someone they're whack?
Nothing. But nowadays you can't. That's what I'm saying. Back then I love
Yes, you
I
can.
love the fucking
Yeah, but this.
Oh, you can.
You can.
You can, but
You
it's,
look like
it's,
an hater and
it's
this
a
and that,
different
but-
thing. Like the
Of
vibe
course.
isn't it's not like the vibe is all right. Everyone knows that if someone whack steps in,
Yeah.
then they're getting taken out. But I could say I'm partly to blame with that in Bristol because I did the T-shop ciphers and I was like, everyone come. Doesn't matter whether you're this,
Oh,
this,
we
or this.
had it as well.
Which is good. You kind
Yeah.
of need a balance, but there does need to be something like you say that there
So-
was like.
You're too scared to write next to an established writer until you got your shit down pat or you paid your dues, yeah? Like, so you learn, and I learned, because I tagged on people's shit, and got punched for it, and got pulled for it, and sometimes not.
Yeah.
So eventually, like, it's just a matter of respect as well, because you're looking at something that's
Yeah.
took someone you don't know back then, because that's what everybody does it. So you can sort of excuse it once or twice, but then it becomes so. It was just a thing of like you're too scared to even talk to any of them. Mike, bear in mind they're taller than us and they're a couple of years older.
Yeah.
And you'd hear about them and you'd hear things. This is what I'm going to get to, because obviously people hear this about you and hear this and that. So you're going, oh, that's so and so. You don't even know who they are. We just know their names. And
Yeah.
we're looking from a corner going, and someone goes, oh, that's Ego or that's so and you're going, you're looking at them and you're thinking, I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
I want them to know who I am, but I'm nobody. So until you've put yourself out there and moved, then they'll know.
Yeah.
But until then, you wouldn't dare.
Yeah.
So you're just observing and being quiet and learning your craft, like the way, because they ain't gonna. You can't go up to them and ask them to show you. If they're not gonna tell you where to get pink paint,
Yeah.
they're not gonna show you shit.
Yeah.
So you watch. So eventually we see 3D. So he's painting outside George's bookshop. Something's going on, and he's outside doing a canvas, and we're watching it. You go to Special K's and you look at all the pieces, and you're looking and you're thinking, how's this done and how's that? You finally learn and then learn for yourself. So we learned just by watching, and that's all you could do. So eventually, watch Chaos do its piece. Our lot are back together. We're like
Risky Rhymer,
Sane. A couple of DJs, Proof, my mate. So we're like painted his bedroom, like fucking destroyed his bedroom when his mum and dad. He said, paint my bedroom. When my mum and dad go, I said to his mum and dad, I'm going on holiday. We're going to paint the bedroom. Yeah, same. He just put one little piece on the wall. Mate, we did the door. They couldn't find the door. We did the whole room, right? Literally. Can't even find the door. The only thing, if we could have sprayed up like that, we would have sprayed the ceiling. Mate, here's cover. So I go back 89. So we've been to Barton Hill. I'd already had my foot. So after the initial toy posting, me draw him through the door. I go there a bit more. This is so when I finally like literally meet people there and stuff, and they're all my age and younger. I'd met in between that, because it's weird how I've always sort of fall out with our lot or Risky, and then go and find somebody else.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're a go off. Yeah. But find someone else and who's into what I'm into.
Which built connections anyways.
I don't even know how. So I met Chio back then, chatting 88. Probably through the club. So I met him at the club, formed a friendship, formed a crew, just me and him. So at this point I'm going around Kingswood, tagging around Kingswood with him. And one of my mates from BD said, I want you to paint my bedroom in my ma's house. So me and Chio went and done it. He did a character and I did a piece. Supposed to say crime, but it was marked out too big, so it fucking end up saying cry. Just like, got photos of it still. So, like one of them big can of buntlack in the middle, because buntlack was a thing. Pink, lilac, all buntlack. So he bought the paint, and you get to keep it. So I go to Kings, me and Chio. So I end up like going to Barton Hill with them and meeting loads of other people. Met SP, TO,
TUB, yeah.
TUB, which wasn't necessarily TUB then. It became TUB because we were all there, and then formed the crew. I wasn't really a part of it early, because I was still in BD. So if you read T.O.'s interview in Children of the Can, which is a Bristol Hip Hop
it's Felix
graffiti book, he says, even the Bedminster lot got dragged into it, which was me. So they go to the club. Obviously, it was covered. John would take photos. They lot were smashing.
What? So John, the guy who run it,
John
did
Nation,
did he take photos of all the people's graph and like keep a log of it, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Did you have to like go and get like permission to paint there and shit? Then was it like
from
a yard?
Him.
You know how you've got like yards in LA or whatever where like it's a fucking car park or some shit, and everyone it's like TKO's car park. You know what I'm saying? And was Barton Hill like? Was it like that kind of thing?
Yeah, it was open because it was a youth club. So obviously you had to pay your subs and become a part of the youth club. But because it was a youth project, so he started a youth project that let us go and paint there legally.
Yeah.
Obviously, he knew we were painting illegally because all you had to do was look around the surrounding areas. So he knew who was doing what. But obviously, in our defence, we tell him where we painted because he had a mint camera to get the photos. And he had photo album after photo album. He'd been to Amsterdam. He'd been to London. That was, we were like, go there. He got a paint sponsorship back then because it was youth work. So he had a cupboard.
Was he a writer as well?
No, never, ever. But he just encouraged us in there.
What a fucking G, bud.
Well,
did
yeah,
the,
this is before anything
I'd
in
like to
anyone.
chat to him at some point.
Yeah, he's a
Mate, he can talk for days. You should.
He did
yeah.
Yeah.
He ended up doing coaches to Dreamscape and Fantasia.
Yeah, well, that
He
was
went-
his.
the
Yeah,
rave
he
thing
he
after,
went on
yeah.
to the rave
What?
thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he's really he knows everything about it. Graph, like
He does the graph
everything.
tours in Bristol now as well. You know, we
Yeah.
can come in
Yeah.
and do a little graph tour, innit? He does them.
So he, like, give us paint. We paint the courts, paint inside the club, and then on the night we'd all meet up and go out fucking track walking and walk from Stapleton Road to Easton, like go out bombing. We did buses, like we were hanging out of buses. We were destroying buses and like literally doing what everybody does now, but in '89.
Yeah, because I remember a quote from one of your interviews as well. It's like, you didn't really hit trains much. You more
I was
hit-
talking about this to Rusky in work yesterday.
Yeah.
Rusky, because he said about trains and stuff. He was like, "Have you ever done this?" And that. So I get to the Art Attack thing because this is tied in with it. So anyway, I'm in with TUB and
Yeah.
I'm there, but BD is BD. Like we're still,
What, Bebbits the Dow Posse?
yeah,
Yeah,
early stages.
yeah.
So I'm not really into UB. I'm just going to Barton Earl a bit. So, but we're still doing shit. So they're like, we got to do a piece, illegal piece, to show them lot that we can do it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on that. Like, so we plan to do Art Attack. Like literally, there's a wall. You don't know where. Well, you might
The
know where.
Art Attack piece.
The Art Attack
Yeah,
piece
yeah.
was opposite March. The way in was opposite Marksby Road Library. The bridge goes over to Argos chip shop, and underneath was like a yard with some big metal gates that were always open,
Yeah.
and like a filling station. It was all concrete, and you could just walk in. So we were like, we're gonna do it there because we already walked the tracks from Parson Street up to BD and done stuff there. So the biggest wall was that we'd done one further right down on South Liberty Lane. It said welcome to Bristol before.
What, the Parson Street end of Liberty Lane?
Carry on.
Yeah, you go out towards Nelsey Backwell. And,
Yes. And
yeah.
we killed that all the way up
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
From the A38. If you walk down over the A38 where the
Yeah,
crematorium is and that,
yeah.
there was a bridge there, a black bridge. So we've
all the
done
way out to there, yeah.
So we've done that, and then if you go to South Liberty Lane, the next big wall is off of South Liberty Lane, and we walked in there where it's still there. So we've done that one first, and then found the Art Attack wall further down because it was close. So we went, well, we're going to do that. So he knocked on my door. So we're going to emotion it a couple of weeks before. I said, go on then. I had the flu, so I made them go and emotion it. So they emotioned it and we left it, but it's white. Obviously, you're using a white emotion because you've got shit car paint, got your bunt that. It's got to be white. Plus, you can see it in the dark. It's in the middle of nowhere. Like, ain't nobody bothering you. So we go down and there's like a workers' hut opposite, and we're sat in there drinking, smoking. There's a dead cat in there, like, and we're all in there. And we're like, right, we'll wait till 3 a.m. Yeah, it's pitch black. We're sat in there. It's like 11 o'clock. We're like, fuck, we gonna do till 3 o'clock, right? And we look out. It's that dark outside, and we're like, it's over there. There's like got 10 tracks across. Fuck this. So off we go. Go over, we already planned what we were going to do. Risky's on the characters, I'm on the lettering, they're helping me filling in. It's going to say Art Attack way before the TV program. I never heard of it. Reimer came up with the name, so we just go over and do it. I think we literally must have led down for 2 trains, like in the old time. I don't know. How long is it going to take? I know it took a while. It's quite big and we're quite inexperienced. Like, we know what we're doing. It was just lit up. It was plain sailing. We did it. Fuck, buzzing. Like, gonna walk home. It's only 10 minutes to my house up the road. It's getting light. So we walk home. I think me and Reimer went in. And Risky and Dave Singh went up to his house, up Bemmy Down. Had some toast, put the eating on, tried to stay awake, looked, his light, yeah? So what, 6 o'clock? Been out all night, mate. My mum and dad's in bed, like, fuck, let's go and take some photos. Go back down, take our photos. Done. Go up Barton Hill, show them. Got John and Lenny on it, which is John's dog. And they were like, oh yeah, fucking hell, it's good. Like, it's good. We were like, yeah.
The props.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what got me foot in the door with them lot.
Yeah.
And then from then on, I just went up there more often and had like missions
That's Barton Hill.
with them lot.
Yeah.
So was that before? Because was it 1990 Bedminster got painted? Dean Lane. When was it? When did Dean Lane first get
No,
in?
this is all coinciding with all of it.
So
yeah.
this was at the same kind of time, because like you'd think that
It is, but
Bedminster would still be one of the fucking key spots.
they did a fun day in '88.
Did they have Wee Papa
that when
Girl
they still
Rappers
had-
there? Is that one?
Yeah, that was
Wee
the
Papa
one.
Yeah. Fair play.
Was that when the Snake Run was? Well, it was when the Snake Run was
Yes.
still
You told me
there.
about
'cause,
that.
We
yeah, I was
tagged
there.
it. We done blockbusters all down it on the way home from a Fresh Four party. Me and Move, my mate from London, who went to bed me down. So all we used to do was chrome blockbusters. We did some on Windmill Station
yeah.
on the way home, and then walked to the skater and his light, and we did Turroe and Move SWR down the Snake Run on the outside of it. So yeah, '88 they had one jam,
Yeah.
and we were all sat there with our Gucci hats on and our Burghouse jackets and shit. And Mikey rhymed on the back of a truck with Bungie. They set up a big stage.
Yeah.
It's an open truck. The Salvation Army wall, which is the brick wall on the back of this, was plain brick, and they painted it on those brown bricks. And I've got the photos. So you got Ego, Inky.
I think I've seen
people.
those photos.
Yeah, there's a skate
The
piece.
first
and-
first ones that ever got done. Yeah, I've
on
definitely
there.
seen them. Yeah.
So I didn't paint that. We didn't paint that year. The next year they did another one. We painted that year. It was me and Risky. I'd been arrested at this point. So I remember Risky being well paranoid. So we did the first proper piece on that little side wall.
The one next to the Auto Trader car spot.
The one on the side,
Yeah,
facing
yeah,
that way.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
did an S and an M for Southside Massive with an apple, with some hands.
What's the apple about?
Hard to the
Just-
core, I don't know. Like London Rhyme Syndicate, I don't know. Just a
Yeah.
character, but he did an apple.
Yeah.
We're like, Inky and Chio did the moose, but remember we painted the wall. I'd already emotioned it. Nation was involved, obviously. He got all the bunt lac, and he was like, "You can have this much. You can." I think I had one can of fucking lilac. SP started marking out on the wall. He's like, "No, that's Jory's wall." He was down there at 8 o'clock, emotioning it. Stand there. That's their wall. Again, we're in a little bit of competition. But even still, we're like, we got to show them. Fucking
What with TUB?
is the skate park is our manor. Like we're like, it's obviously they done the massive wall and killed it, but I think we did me and Risky were like, yeah, we fucking done the second best piece that day.
Yeah.
We were well happy. We were like, yeah, and off we went. So that's when that got done. Just before that, must have been after that, we decided to throw our own jams and stuff in the warehouse in White House Street. Because there was another warehouse on the back of it, but there was a white one in White House Street, tire place. And we got in there and had a couple of parties and stuff. And this is when I met Shady and started. I was rhyming. There's a whole another generation, like literally chapter.
Yeah.
I met Kells and Beans.
What was this at your parties when you started hosting, or was it just around the same kind of
It was
time?
around. I was on YTS. So I went to YTS in Horfield, graphic design place. Left school.
Elm Road. Elm Road.
Must have been.
That's where I went as well.
What was it? A college?
YT, youth training.
YTS.
youth
Downstairs,
training
yeah,
scheme.
painting in.
And then downstairs was
decorating, and
mechanics.
we did graphic
yeah,
design.
Yeah, I was in the same place.
Random.
So you could like go get a qualification for that straight
Yeah, I
from
went
school?
to- I
What
did, yeah,
qualification? Yeah, no, mate. We were going to DOS. Got
was a-
kicked
it
out of
was-
school.
It was like a DOS in.
Mate, it was
mate,
a
fully
yeah.
DOS,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It was a bunch of
You got £40
reprobates.
a week when I was there. They pay you £40
What? So it was
a
like
week.
fucking.
It's like a job, but you learn. Like it's youth training scheme, innit? It's
It's
all
literally like an apprenticeship, but
worst
you ain't
kids.
learning
Like,
shit.
what?
It's a bunch of reprobates. in
Yeah.
one
Just
place.
taking the
Yeah,
piss.
it
No one
was
really wants to
mental.
be there. They want to
Nah,
be off doing
You
something.
were on how much a week?
£40 a week.
It was
We
on
had
£24.
Yeah, exactly. I was there in
first year,
96.
second year. So go there with SP,
Mad.
Shab, loads of kids from all walks of life in there. Graphic design. They got one computer, like the first computer ever, which don't do shit. You're like, what
That's
we
where I
doing?
went, the graphic design bit on the
Yeah.
first floor, innit, when you go in.
Yeah, I remember it well.
Fucking hell.
All I did was sit and draw graffiti. Right,
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
used all the pens, letter set. Like it was those days, and we are like, what are we doing anyway? So Kells is there. I knew of him. He's done stuff with Smith and Mighty. Obviously, I'd heard
Yeah,
it.
and the
stuff.
3 PM stuff as well, innit?
Yeah, but so he's there. A few other people. DJ Stalls,
Yeah.
From
Eugene.
Andrew Hartley.
Yeah, from Eugene now, isn't it?
Yeah. He wouldn't have even. The only reason I say this is because he was photocopying flyers on a photocopier and he left it in there. And I pulled it out and it was an FBI flyer. And Inky and Felix had designed it. I'm like, I have a copy of that. Still collect shit today, like, and a few other people. So Kells is there and SP. Me and SP are together. I've been to London, got robbed with SP. SP got my shit back. We went to Westbourne Park and it. Fucking little white boy in the middle of a fucking all the thing taking photos. They're like easy pickings. So that had happened. So they were laughing about that when we were on YTS. I think it was around about the same time. And I started rapping. Literally 89 I'd started and I recorded some up with someone, one of my mates. It was on the back of fucking it's an NWA album. I don't know how I had that, but SP borrowed.
What instrumental on the back of the NWA album?
No, the whole album, but on the tape. It was over a Young MC track. It was awful. I remember it. Anyway, I remember it, and it was on the back of the tape. I'd lent him, and he'd heard it. Fucking.
What,
hell.
like over the bars, like over
it was
the whole track?
It was a Young MC. My name is Young instrumental, and I did my lyrics and changed the chorus to My name is T.
Yeah.
Right. He just put it on me. Come in with a massive grin on his face. My name is T. But so Kells is there. Kells is like young and volatile then. Yeah, sure, I heard you rap. I'm like, no. Both of them. Like, I heard you rap. Like, no. Do me some lyrics. I'm like, no, scared as fuck. Like, I'm like, no. So I didn't, obviously. So anyway, Kells is like, yeah, you're all right. Anyway, did him some drawings and some characters and stuff, and we're talking and. So yeah. So do me a tape. Then he played me some stuff, some 3 PM stuff.
Yeah.
I know it's 89 because it's wrote on the tape.
Yeah.
So like, do me a tape. I'm thinking he ain't gonna do it. No way is he gonna tape his stuff, and he did. Fair play. Still got the tape now.
Fair play.
And but it says on it, don't play these out or bite it.
You still got it now, yeah.
Still got it.
Big up, man.
Guess what happened?
Sick.
I didn't play it to anybody for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Played it to Beans.
So that's one of the reasons I rate you, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like the rules, you know what I mean? Sticking to certain things.
Hey,
like
absolutely.
that shit is like it's hard to find now.
How are you gonna do something that Kells tells you not to do?
Yeah.
I know. And back then, mate, I'm like, nah.
You get a fucking idea.
I'd already had his mates around me in town and shit because I'm looking at them the wrong way. I'm this little hip hop white kid, and they're all walking like all his crew is like walking through town, and I'm staring at. I'm with SP, and SP's doing. And they're all looking at me. They go, what are you staring at? They're all coming surround me. SP's just laughing at me. Yeah? And I'm like going, he's like, what are you doing? Like, don't. I know you want to be fucking who you want to be, but he's like, and I didn't really get it that much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until, like I said, someone tells you something, you're like,
Yeah. You have to learn though. Sometimes you got to learn the fucking hard way, man.
I learned the hard way
Do you
more
know
than
what I mean?
once. Yeah. But
I think it's the best way to learn a lot of time.
But then also, other people have learned the hard way from me.
Yeah.
Like,
the shit
afterwards.
Shit starter.
Maybe, yeah.
That's definitely your name for a bit, man.
So, yeah. So got busted, obviously, the Operation Anderson thing happened. That's quite well known. Most people can research it. It's done that. In between that, we did the Warehouse Parties in Bedminster. Bungie played, and I started making music. Met Matt. This is how we get the Fat Club and stuff. That's the link to Fat Club, like doing music properly. Just fucking hell. Just before that, we'd had a jam at the YMCA, which is used to be opposite Roller's house. That green.
What is ours now?
The green.
That green.
Yeah.
There was a YMCA.
What,
there.
to the left of it? There's that building, the old
that
brick building.
Old red brick building.
Yeah,
if it's still there then.
Yeah, I think it is.
So we had a jam in there just after the skateboard park jams, and this is Soul Crime Crew, which is ironically the kiddie from school who I looked at is Graffiti. He's one of the rappers, or they're the DJs. They're a little bit older. So they're down with Mikey, and Mikey's local, Mikey Freedom. So Mikey's from like Withywood way.
What? So when was this? When was
Different
Mikey?
Freedom. No,
Different Freedom.
Not
original
Mikey the Graffiti
And is that-
Freedom. This is
Nah,
Mikey Freedom.
from,
The big,
what's the
the big
Okay,
Mikey.
fucking hell, because
Fuck's sake,
obviously
what's the tune?
Mikey.
I know everybody does that. Everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if
No,
that should be.
What's the tune?
Is that should be?
I
Should
Wanna
that
Give
be
You Devotion.
published?
Yeah, you know
Like, I
that
don't know
tune.
whether. I suppose who knows. Whatever.
You know, I want to give you
Correct.
devotion. Like, I want to give you that
He
tune.
might-
That's Mikey
you would have
Freedom.
seen Mikey. You
Yeah.
would know
Bristol, yeah,
Big
yeah.
Mikey.
Nah, I blatantly
Yeah.
know him.
Yeah.
Well, he's
But-
next to Kells in that era. He was probably the only rapper from our
Okay.
sides,
Okay,
apart from
yeah.
KC. Big up KC. But so we have the jam at the YMCA, and my ex, one of my first girlfriends, her sister's boyfriend's sister, was a rapper. From Easton. She's like, oh, Katrina could rap. I didn't know. Like, she knew Chris and Kells and them. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Listen back to old tapes, I hear her get mentions and stuff. Crucial Catch, her name was Katrina.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Crucial catch. I
yeah,
like
she
that,
could rap. You could rap. Both of you rap. There is video evidence, and it's floating about there. Mate. So there's a standout. I freestyle everything badly. She raps. Dead. Just us. Couple of DJs. 30 people just sat watching. All people we know.
Yeah.
Kid is from Withywood. Kid like Roughnecks and just there, literally just sat there in the YMCA watching us scratch and fucking rap. And
Yeah.
so that's it. So Matt, the kid who's DJing, is quite good on a scratch and
That monk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just play it, but I'm rapping to like fucking hell, like house beats and shit. And I'm like,
Doug Lazy and that.
mate, it's,
Yeah.
it's some of
Hip
it.
house.
Yeah, mate, it's all
Yeah.
Simon Harris, like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
cut
yeah.
scratch records.
Yeah.
And you're like, fucking shit. So this is, I went to his house and recorded some over a beat, and so he brings it down there and plays me it, and he's remixed it over house beats. He plays me it, and I just go, I don't like it at all. It's fucking awful. I tell him, like, he's a really quiet kiddie, quite reserved. I'm like, what have you done? Bear in mind, I'm probably I'm shit anyway, yeah? I can't rap on beat. I got a full-on American accent. It's terrible. He's still got that shit. I haven't got it. I'm not even listening to that, but I remember what it sounded like. Going back to the memory thing, yeah?
Yeah.
I can remember. And he remembers playing me it, and I'm going,
I want to hear it, bro.
you don't want to hear it. Trust me.
It's mad though, the whole American accent thing.
Certain
Like,
things
that's
I'll be
crazy,
happy
like-
to play.
Yeah.
Certain things I would like. There's certain videos. There's a video of the YMCA.
Yeah.
That's bad. And there's videos of older stuff we've done
Yeah.
and stuff. And there's recordings of the warehouse parties, which I'll be happy for you to hear because that's full on yank, but it's not bad. And it's all freestyle. I can never remember lyrics, and this is going. So I just freestyle.
Yeah.
And then like Bunge is on there, Mike is on there, Fresh KC's on, Shade is on there rapping, like, and there's a load on the second warehouse party. There was shitloads of people there, and people just rhyming, like literally one after. It was never like
So what year is this?
Little
then?
bit of competition,
Like 90-ish.
89.
89, 90, yeah.
this KC in the second one, where he was a local rapper. He wanted to battle me. Where is he calling out? The whole Bill Cumming raided us after I got arrested, so we all had to disappear, and we pieced in there as well, like live when the party's going on. So we jump off in the crowd, so fired it back up, and so I'm calling him out on the mic. Well, somebody else has just disappeared, so I just dissed him. Like again, SP got to hear about it. Yeah, I heard you diss fucking Kate. He wasn't even there. Well, you dissing someone. I was like, fuck, I can't do nothing. Like, what is it? like, can I not just, you know what I mean? No, can't. You fucking, and he's laughing. I'm like, fucking hell. So that was good times. Like, the parties was banging. Like, and again, walk home in the light. One of them ended in a riot. Everyone getting chased home. People stood on top of coppers' cars, kicking the lights off. And fucking Withywood blokes. Like, kids are rough.
That was back in the days of one and two tits, isn't it?
It was. Yes.
1 and 2 tits. Explain that for me, bro.
Two tit police cars. They have a one light or two. There's a one tit or a two tit.
Two tit.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
used
Is
to
that
say-
what it was?
Yeah,
We used to say
Fucking
tits
hell.
because he used to wear tit helmets and he
Yeah.
used to look
That
like
was
tits.
still in the 90s, though, that was, man. Because they used to have the little, like... That's where they always used to have Fords as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was always...
Cortinas.
Yeah,
They
Cortina.
had a Fiesta one.
Yeah, because they used to fucking... Remember, were you still living on Windmill Hill then? On Quantock at these times?
No. I was in Bemi Down then.
Oh yeah, of
Not
course, because you
far.
moved up to Bemi Down,
Yeah.
But you remember them times, like the 90s especially, with
God,
the
yeah.
fucking car crime, bro. In
Yeah.
1998,
Well,
1998, Bedminster had the worst car crime in
Yeah.
Europe.
Chad Jackson
In Europe, bro.
Chad Jackson got his stereo nicked in Norwest in '88.
Yeah. No, it
Literally,
was savage, mate. I remember
literally went to
Yeah.
Norwest and he nicked his tape in his.
I used to
Alpine.
direct people to my house in Norwich West, and I'd be like, "You see the burnt out car by the phone
Yeah.
box? Yeah. All right, there's another burnt out
Phone
car
box.
to the left there."
Yeah.
See Cotswold Road, yeah. You know where it comes round, and
Yeah.
as it goes round, like the far end towards the park and the steps that go down to fucking the Madago.
Yeah.
Like there's St John's Cemetery.
Yeah, I
that
know.
little park there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
alleyway,
yeah.
right? That alleyway. Like we lived number 80.
pitch
80
black.
Cotswold Road. Yeah.
Pitch black. Those
And
steps.
our garage was like you could go down and walk down the end. Like that shit got burnt down. We talked about that on the last podcast, I think, actually. But if you parked your car like the St John's Cemetery side of the alleyway,
It's just dark.
it was like it was free pickings, man.
Of course it was.
Even
It's on this side. Yeah.
Mate, it was fucked. Even in
That's where the street lamp
like-
stops, isn't it?
what year was it? It must have been so when my sister was like 19, 20 years old or some shit. 19, 20, 19, something like Anyway, so that's like 2008. Yeah.
It's quite
In
late.
2008, she had a car,
Yeah.
This little Ford Escort, she got £150. It was like, whatever, a little runabout. It was all good. And they used to break into it. Well, not even break into it, because she's just a ditzy
Leave it
fucking
open.
sister.
Just leave it
She'd
open.
Just leave it
she'd
open,
just
yeah.
leave it open.
You had to anyway.
And they break in, well, they get into it. They wouldn't steal it. They'd just smoke crack in it.
Yeah.
So we'd come in the next day, and there'd be like foil on the floor,
Yeah.
smoking browns and shit, and just like natty shit from Bedminster used to be fucking wild. Back
Stinking
then.
of
Yeah, but
candle
not
wax.
just Bedminster.
Well, no, that whole like
It wasn't exclusive. Like
Nah, it was
Everywhere.
everywhere.
yeah,
it
Bristol's
was
a
everywhere.
very different place.
And ram raiding, wasn't
Bristol's
it?
a-
Car crime and ram raid.
Yeah.
Like, car,
Arcliffe invented that
Ram-
shit. I swear to
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Like
But we had the thing with the police. Like what I was gonna say, that's how I got onto the whole fucking Bedminster
tits.
car crime, two
Two
tits,
tits.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, two tits. The police used to chase the joyriders, and they'd come flying down because we lived at the bottom of. What is it? Is it not Quantop? Fucking the one that comes down, the last one that comes down before you go around the corner. How can I not remember it? I lived opposite it for like, my whole life. The one that
can't
Beatole
remember.
used to live on. He was from that.
Oh, the
road.
one up. Is it the one?
It was the one direct. But anyway,
Yeah, I know
the
the-
cars
I
used to
don't
come
know the name
flying
of it.
down.
Dunkerry.
Dunkerry.
Yeah.
Yes. Dunkerry Road. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm glad you remember that, man.
I know I remember it
Yeah.
because my mate used to live on it. And I went to Windmill Hill City Farm.
Yeah.
And you know, you had the rope swing in between the two
Yeah.
platforms.
Yeah.
Well, this
Back when health and safety wasn't so much of a thing, innit?
especially for me, because every Sunday I'd end up in fucking BRI or A&E. So the swing is floating in the middle of the platforms, and little old me, thinking I could reach it, jumps for it, yeah, grabs it, had the knot on the end, didn't it? Grabbed the knot, slid down it, dropped 6 foot on my arm, on my head, cracked my arm, had concussion. Yeah, I'm fucked tonight. I'm like, so he walked me all the way home, fair play to him, to his house. I'm stopping on parked cars, I'm puking, my arm's fractured, and got concussion. He stops by his house, takes me in his house with his mum and dad on Dunkerry Road. I'll remember his name in a minute. Alan Buffrey.
Alan Buffrey.
Alan
Shouts to
Buffrey.
Alan
Big
Buffrey.
Alan
Yeah,
Buffrey.
My man.
And his mum and his dad. Phoned my mum and dad, and they got to take me out of the hospital. And this happened quite a few Sundays in my life
Yeah.
that I ended up in hospital.
Yeah. Me and you the same, bruv.
I think
It's bad with that shit.
yeah, it's a load of shit that happened. So where were we?
We're back 89 around the
90,
time. of
warehouse,
the
done the warehouse
90
parties.
warehouse
Met up with
parties.
Monk as well now, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's just a link.
I
And,
really need to take a piss. I'm gonna have to leave you guys to it for
Cool.
1
That's all
second.
good.
Take a piss.
So we're gonna record like regularly.
You and Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite an imposing figure, so once I find someone who can do something for me, I usually sort of latch onto it.
Yeah. And I guess he had the decks and everything.
He did.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so he's like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I'm like, yeah. Go up his house, start recording.
Yeah.
Start a Fat Club, but without being Fat Club then.
Yeah.
Something else.
Because this is quite a few years before the name Fat Club then.
He was called Fist,
Yeah.
first international sound terrorist.
But
Fucking hell.
I've missed names like that, man.
So it was just Turroe or Turroe tea or like fucking. You go out there. Obviously, Shurs is one of my DJs from Birmingham. We had decks. We went after bought like half each on Citronics.
Citronics, yeah.
Yeah.
What, all in one thing?
No, it was separate.
Okay, yeah.
Monk had a Tascam 4-track, so we used to record. And what it was, the same kiddie we did the SM piece, the Southside Massive piece.
Yeah.
He did put on the warehouse parties. Big Rog. He was Monk's mate, so he was you got to hear him at his tape. You got to hear his tapes. You got to hear his mixes. Back then, he was doing mixes like. If you heard them now, he
still does amazing mixes.
They're like Riz's, DJ Riz, like back then.
Riz is my favourite,
But they're on par. He got 80 records in it. There's everything over everything, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You got to hear it, and he play it out of his car.
I'd love to hear them because Riz was
I've
my
still got
favourite.
It's on par, mate. It's ridiculous. I've heard, oh mate, you got to hear it, but you'd really appreciate it.
No, I would, yeah.
So he did all these mixes on 4-tracks, and he rapped himself. Way better than me.
Yeah.
But his first rap was like a cover of Power. He did like Ice-T, Power.
I have no way.
And he could rap on beat. I never had a clue. And then he did, in between his mixes, he did tracks himself. Full on yanking it, but much better flow.
Yeah.
Technically, way better than me.
Bang on the beat or whatever.
Mate. Yeah. And all the scratches was himself, and all the drop is him. Yeah. He's a one-man machine on this little 4-track.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right.
On a Tascam, that's fucking sick.
Right,
man.
so that's what we recorded on.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got better and better, and I used to sit and watch him mix on this Tascam. We did, one of the tracks we did, it had ridiculous amounts of instrumentals and dropouts. And he'd get halfway through and it'd fuck up, and he'd have to run back record it, and do it. And I'd sit and watch him just literally do the lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so we just carried on, and that's how the Fat Club thing.
Yeah.
And just took it more serious as we went along.
Yeah.
And it was always like, record onto tape. And I was always the one to want people to hear it.
Yeah, to put it out.
Then I was comfortable with people hearing it.
Yeah.
So I do my own covers and give them out.
Yeah.
Like, just starting little ones as to tapes. Little people. And our lot were like, we would do things live and have party. Every time we had a party, I'd rhyme. My mate had a swimming pool at his house, so we'd go out there and have parties and that.
Yeah, Bristol?
Yeah. Is it? Edley Park. Danny, rich boy.
Edley Park, yeah.
Fucking
now.
Yeah. And his mum and dad were full on party animals. So we take over the house, set up the decks in the kitchen, rhyme, just me, like literally just rapping, DJing, drinking in the swimming pool. Every excuse. Yeah. Got videos and make home videos and literally... Yeah. So, like I said, so I just start recording, doing tapes and giving them away when I was comfortable with people hearing it or thought I was good enough.
Yeah.
And that's when it went into like meeting other people, doing stuff and putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And when was this? Like what?
This was on the tail end of 1989 to 90. After the warehouse party, I go to Matt's, and it was... Yeah, it was literally, and then through the like 91, 92, continual really from the time I started 89, just carried on.
Did the graph die off then as well when you were rapping more?
It died off obviously because I got
the graph
because I got arrested.
Yeah, right.
So obviously I got arrested and went through.
Was this Operation Anderson?
It was Operation Anderson. So obviously when the Barton Hill thing kicked off, we all got nicked, went to court. Got fined, and so I went through that and stopped for a year or two. Obviously my parents weren't too happy, and it was alright. It went the baddest part. My old man was like, you can't go, is that John Nation, you can't go to Barton Hill and all that. Obviously I did, waited for it to die down, just go straight back up there. So I had a little hiatus, and then 91 we're like, oh, do another piece. So we decided to do a bigger and better one than Art Attack after it all died down. Changed my name. Did one, got washed up. It was on Christmas Eve, 91.
And rained off.
It rained off. The emotion was wet. We did the whole end to end, the whole box, on my own. I did all the writing. Walked away, walked back in the morning, and it just looked like it'd been there 20 years, just washed off.
I remember doing a couple of those, man. It's a fucking stinger.
Especially like all night. But so sort of early 90s to mid 90s. I stopped and then concentrated more on music
I'm back. Yeah.
because I have something.
Yeah.
So that then just channeled me, and I go to Matt's every Wednesday, sometimes twice a week, record, go back round, get to mix it. I was literally like I am with everything I do now. I can't.
Yeah. Let's get it all
becomes
out
an obsession, and I've got to have something to do. So
Yeah.
when we decided to make albums, that was literally right. We're going to make an album. It's just networking and again, mobile phone maybe was like getting a phone, and like you got to reach out. It's the same with the graph thing. Like people ain't gonna know you're doing it. You send pictures and get magazines off of people when you write to them or meet them. Like, what's your address? You'd have to write to them to get stuff. I'll send you some photos. I'll send you.
Yeah.
So I'm giving out my tapes and stuff, and then start sort of making a bit of a name for yourself in reaching out to other people who are into what you're into. Just locally first, I think.
It always starts local, doesn't it? And
I'm trying to think, like, maybe the first feature on something we did, and I don't really know how it came about. Obviously, I'm going out and I'm putting myself out there. This is before like events and nights going on, really.
yeah, I was gonna say, was there anyone else like at the time? So this is pre-Aspects and
Yeah. Before.
Yeah.
Heads.
I
At
know,
at that time, was there
yeah.
anyone from Bristol even pressing stuff to record? Was that like a thing?
3
that was-
PM,
Smith,
bro.
3 PM and Smith
3
and
PM,
Mighty
Smith and
were the
Mighty,
first
yeah.
people that had records. Obviously,
And Fresh Forwarded, didn't they?
Fresh Forward,
Yeah.
but that was later.
They had a
The Wishing on a
Chart-
Star
Wishing
thing
on a Star.
was a little bit later,
Yeah.
after Bungie.
Right.
So it was more live. Like going to parties and seeing them
Yeah.
live was more live. So I think maybe, well, I know what it is now actually. So I'm doing tapes and giving them out. Matt's doing mixes. KC is transcript carriers, but pre-transcript carriers. Fresh KC rapped it one of our parties with his DJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really good. First person I had heard with a full-on Bristolian accent. We're all yanking it.
Yeah.
Mike is biting 3D's lyrics, yanking it. Kells is yanking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Everybody.
Is this
To be
like
honest-
was this pre-London Posse?
Yeah, but
Yes.
they were yanking it then.
Well,
Were they?
Yeah, Rodney will live
Yeah.
that, wouldn't he?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, everyone,
But this
everyone
is
started
pre-
that,
I don't-
and, then, and like because
Before
it was
before
London-
they put
no.
albums out,
At this
obviously.
point, I don't know UK hip hop.
Yeah, there was no thing.
This
Was there?
point-
the surrounding.
Yeah.
Pre-London
Oscar,
Posse
yeah.
was Demon Boys for us.
Yeah,
Demon
And
Boys,
even
yeah,
Hijack, yeah. And
yeah.
Hijack were
Calamity.
yanking it. So
Yeah,
this,
everyone.
this is
was-
pre-London Posse.
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like local.
I feel like a lot of US heads still think, to a certain extent, that that's what UK hip hop is like. That they're trying to take a sound.
Yeah.
Like even not just
Yeah.
US heads, but like people in general. Like but hip hop from the UK is like UK artists like trying to take an American music. It's like, hold on a second, like it doesn't work like that with music.
No,
Like,
no, no.
you've got to
Not anymore.
respect where it started
Yeah.
and pay respect to the people who came before. But as far as like the fucking music being made,
Yeah,
like it can be made.
There is
wherever,
probably
and
yeah,
it
yeah,
should still
culture.
hold
but there
the
is
same
probably an argument where everybody's trying to make 90s boom bap. Boom bap is not a UK sound.
Yeah.
So
It's
there
not-
could be an argument there.
Yeah, it's not a UK sound, but at the same time, I think certain people that you'd think you put in a box of say 90s UK boom bap in
Yeah.
England
Yeah.
doesn't sound like it's its own box. I know it's definitely heavily influenced,
I
but
know
say
what
with
you're saying.
jazz and shit
Yeah.
like
It's
that,
just
other
the
types
No,
of
it is.
music,
Yeah.
Just the beats that
people
are
aren't like
influenced,
it's just the beats.
Yeah.
Whereas the
people are still rapping like
people are still rapping. It's it
advanced
doesn't.
UK
Yeah,
style.
it's a
yeah.
totally
Yeah.
different. But even if you went back,
Yeah.
it's still a UK sound. I know it's like, but like dubstep, like if a producer, and it might be different because it's not vocaled, maybe that's the difference.
Yeah.
But like say with a like a producer from the other side of the world, if the music came from here, like there's US grime artists,
Yeah.
there's Canadian grime artists,
I
there's
was
grime
also
from all over
watching
the world.
Australian drill.
But it's
I was
like,
watching
Yeah,
a documentary earlier.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking sick. You know what I
Australian
mean? But
grime
it
is weird,
shouldn't,
isn't it?
be frowned upon. You know what I mean? It
Nah.
should be like, cool, it started here, but now the rest of the fucking world's taken.
But it's a
it, you know?
culture. So
All I'm
wherever you
saying
get
is,
into the culture,
we
that's
never had
gonna be your
anything
reference.
to
Yeah.
be.
Like-
We were instantly influenced by it, so you're going to take what you're influenced by
Exactly,
until you
yeah,
realise better, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is exactly what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Until you literally have an epiphany and go,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I doing? So then Fresh KC, full on UK. Like he's from he was from fucking he lived in Arcliffe at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, he's across the road instant. Like I've got that. You can battle people
Same area
because
thing,
yeah, it's like I ended up battling Mikey a couple of times and calling him out, and then you had the cipher and then Shady Rhymes. So I hear a one cut, yeah, and this is way back. So you're like, oh, other people are doing it. Get my tape. So I go to Kingswood. It might have been Kingswood, St George's Park, Kingswood Park. Anyway, at this point, Deed and his lot transcripts have come together, and they're rhyming. And he knows me obviously from Barton Hill anyway. So he put on a couple of things at Barton Hill, and I rapped there at one of the parties there, and he was DJing, and I rapped over him DJing, and never really had a bond. And he knew who I was because I painted or I tagged around I didn't know he lived in Kingswood at the time.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I seen your
You'd
tags.
already painted around over Chia.
And he's like, I come out my door and I'm seeing your tags. And he's thinking, the ego in him, this is my area. Who's this? Yeah. And this is where we get the love-hate relationships from the very beginning, I think. He had a bit of an ego. And anyway, he had transcripts have started and they put out a record. So I give him my tape at the party and they're performing in Kingswood Park. And they'd already done their first 12-inch. So he gives me it. I listen to it. I'm like, this is a bit odd. Don't really get it. KC's on it, but what they're rhyming is just odd to me. Like it's alien to me. I'm still on the Yank thing.
Yeah. Giving
the tape. He does the records. There's a link there, and then it just becomes that's before the Aspects thing because our first.
So it's like Undivided. Them days.
No. Transcript carriers.
Transcript
carriers. Which is their first.
So that's Deed and that's still there.
Is Deed, Fresh KC, Jeff Rebomb, another rapper. Beams was involved, but he wasn't involved. He wasn't DJing then, I don't think. But
he got Dex in '89. Actually, Beans told me that.
He
the
was
other
around.
day.
Was he producing then?
No, he produced later, I think. And then I don't really know. It's a bit of a blur. It's probably just. Part is rhyming and there's a blur.
What, from like early 90s to mid 90s kind of thing.
Yeah, and then I don't even know how I met Fog and Fog in that must have been through Ian in that.
Yeah, because they did the backyard battles, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's later. I'm trying to.
That's 97ish, isn't it?
I'm trying to fill in a
backyard records.
Yeah, trying to fill in the dots, but I can get to that. I'm just trying to think.
At this time though, like with say transcripts had pressed up a 12.
Yeah.
Was that selling?
He was giving it out. Was
it like something that at those times because it was something new?
It was independent. We were like swapping shit.
Yeah.
Which is what I do. I never thought I could sell it. I just give it away.
Yeah.
And he probably thought the same.
But was it still a big cost to get it pressed up?
It probably would have been for them. Yeah. Like
so it's just interesting to.
Of course. So I go, oh, here's my tape. Literally giving the tape, and he was like, oh, here's my record. And I'm like, oh shit, you've done a record. There's a lyric sleeve and everything in it. Yeah?
So it did the proper fucking...
He did. He was on that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Like, it could be done. Because all we ever wanted back then was a record.
Yeah.
All you ever wanted... You wanted somebody to put it out for you because you didn't know you could do it. I didn't know you could do it yourself.
Well, back then...
The dream was everybody, if you're a rapper, you want a record deal and you want...
And then you get paid and they do it.
It's pretty naive, really.
Yeah.
But that's
back then, it was like... Now you can get a 4D camera or whatever, one of these Canon cameras or some shit, £500, £600, a lens. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Save for it. You can get the editing software for nothing.
Yeah.
You can do these things a lot easier. Like back then, to press a record, that's why I'm interested because I know certain people got traction.
But at the same time,
people were getting booked in places. And like the hip hop scene did kind of pick up. So I don't know what time it.
But there was the white label scene as well, like with the rave scene, and that's when people knew about pressing records, isn't it? Because
I think
people used to press 100 records.
It would have cost a fortune.
Yeah,
that's why I was just recording like 20 tapes on my own and making my own covers and giving them away because I just wanted people to hear what I was doing.
At the same time, though, I say they cost a fortune, but back then there was a lot more fucking pressing plants because the vinyl industry hadn't disappeared yet. So
then I know where I'm going now.
Cheaper.
I know where I'm going now.
Yeah, go.
So, Numbskulls.
Yeah, right.
Literally come to Bristol and move to Bristol. So Rose here Rummage is there.
Where they from originally?
Exeter.
Devon.
So Rose from Exeter. Not sure about Rich and but they're all the same. They're like Kilo's neck of the woods. So there's a link there, look, because it's obviously Scarce and Kilo and that have come to Barton Hill.
And they were writing, weren't they?
And he was writing. So I met Kilo in '89, and we went to Bridlington and blah blah blah. So they're in Bristol, and there's a little bit of rivalry between like them, D, and everybody, and I
sort
out
of towners, like
is that Jay LaSurgeon as well? He was with them.
Yeah, big them up. Like, and they were on like they'd done a couple of tapes, which I didn't know then till later. Got to meet them, get to meet them or hear what they're doing at least, and they press a record as well, so they do their first record. But I think this is like 95, maybe 95, 97. I know it's 97 because they got it at Fresh 97, then they played it Fresh 97. It was a couple of years before. So they're obviously the rivalry. They're the only other hip hop crew. And then you got your Transcripts, then you got whoever. So there's a local scene forming here, with just them and them who are taking it serious. And then that's when your gigs start coming, and they start putting their stuff out there. Numbskull's always a bit more professional as a unit and taking it and not really putting their selves out there, but their music. Yeah. So I know where it comes, and then obviously your Chrissy Chris BHGM start. Swindon lot start coming to Bristol.
Swindon lot, man.
Chalky and
Cello.
Stepchild.
Yeah. Like literally.
Cello, man. Big up Cello.
Cello, I love Cello. Yeah, he's my fucking brother. Like for years.
I'll tell you what, Swindon was like
Bandito,
the fucking.
What about?
So I skipped Bandito.
I just realised.
Literally gone back to the graph tangent.
It's
Well,
but
he goes back to me looking at people writing.
Yeah, so he was one of the heads that you looked at.
If I said you could count him on 10 fingers, he was one. He was probably the first person other than 3D stuff I had seen.
Yeah,
like St Paul's in 84, 83, 84, 85. He killed St Paul's.
Yeah.
But everything he ever did was illegal. He never done a legal piece in his life back then.
Yeah, because I met him through the legal later on when he started again, and like just hearing his stories and stuff. He was always real super calm and like didn't really let on who he was and stuff. And then when he gave me a bit more of his story, it was like
6 degrees of separation. Yeah. Which means like there's a link between everybody and everything.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, I've had that a lot, right?
Crew or something.
No.
There's another crew that I don't know, like the 6 degrees of separation.
So, my first ex-girlfriend, and I do the crucial catch thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, her sister's boyfriend. Yeah. So her sister's boyfriend is her sister is best mates with Bandito's missus, and we're chatting like 86. So I'm around her house, and she has this is before I even met her. She had like a 16th birthday party, which is down the road, and I'm mates with Nigel Young. Nigel Young shows me his brother's Electro 21 in school when we're still on Electro 6 now. He's like 21's out, and I'm like,
what is it, like a
tape? It's a series of,
like now 20 fucking
yes it is. That's it, but it was already linked to hip hop.
It was all
so he's like, we're on 21 and I'm on 6. I'm like, no way. He brings in the cover,
21
right?
shit anyway.
So he's from Bemi.
Yeah.
He knows Bandito. Well, I didn't know Bandito was a DJ, and his missus is best mates with my girlfriend's sister. It's her birthday party before I'd even met her, and we go to Bum Rush the party, and my mate who showed me his brother's record cover is the bouncer, Big Lloyd Young, and he's like, you ain't coming in. I know, I'm looking, I'm going, I know her, then I know you. This is how I met my first girlfriend. Yeah. He's like, you ain't coming in. You lot in trouble. Yeah. He's like,
I know them ones, bro.
And I'm looking. Yeah, I know. So I'm looking, and the DJ's playing fucking Sugar Bear, but not Scandalised Mind, the B-side.
Oh right, yeah.
And I'm looking, and it's Bandito DJing at the party, and I'm like, so that's how he'd done a sketch on his wall, and I got hold of the sketch and I kept it for years, and we photocopied it and everything. This is how you're looking at your heroes going, it's fucking Bandito, and I got a sketch that he did. You don't even know who I am, but I know who he is. So anyway, back to the music. So yeah, hero,
sorry to
always.
Fucking
that's
drop
all right.
in, but
so go through the 90s. I'm gonna have a pee in a minute, but
yeah, it's fine.
So
mate.
Go through the 90s, and then you got your Numbskulls, and your transcripts, and obviously the free Kells and 3PM.
Yeah.
Like that's your foundation.
They were the early. Yeah.
That's the only crews.
The foundation of Bristol.
Really,
Hip-hop,
not apart from like your Wild Bunch and your
yeah.
Second wave,
the second wave
foundation.
Yeah, it would have been them.
With skills. There's a few others, and I've got tapes of people. I asked Kels to this day who this MC was. So you get to Pirate Radio. So you got
everyone a few FTP, weren't they?
You got a few Pirate Radio links there, but before that you had your Passions and
Passion was still Pirate when we first started with Split Profits.
But it wasn't even Passion. You had Bad Radio. You had Bad Radio. So Dirty Den.
Bad Radio. Fucking
so hell. Dirty Den is doing his mixes. Jazzy is his protege, who we linked Jazzy through Barton Hill.
Yeah.
Because Tio went round and sprayed a wall in his flat. So you got Jazzy, and then obviously One Cut come just after. But obviously you got your Transcription, Numbskulls, and then all these crews. I'm going back one stage into them, but it all comes together because then 3PM literally are on the airwaves, and that's what we're listening to.
Yeah.
So and then they start putting on parties and stuff, and then we all sort of get together, and then Chris does BHGMs with the Swindon, so we go to, and then Stepchild comes, so we're all there. And then you got Majesta comes, and then Spy comes.
So
Majesta,
you're Martin.
Yeah.
So Martin links up with D.
Martin.
So Transcripts end.
Yeah.
Then Undivided Form.
Undivided
and then we know all them lot. Puts on a BHGM. Breakers come. Scarecrows come. We link with them.
Man,
Big up Jay, Banksy, them lot.
Yeah.
Cello, all of them. So we all get together, and it's like literally a UK youth party in a club that everybody can get up, do open mics, perform. Before aspects, like before they came, and then so that's that wave. There was a gap in between, but then that's how we got to it. And I'm there, and I'm still breaking like a twat. Ciphering,
still doing robotics,
pissed up ciphering. Yeah.
Remember Dale from Scarecrows, man? His robotics was the one, wasn't it?
Dale, he's a completely different person now.
I know. Yeah. He lost a lot of weight in that.
Yeah, and so we're all getting on as a unit,
more unified at that point. Then,
and then that's when you're they do Ashton Court, like 3PM do Ashton Court.
At the festival, yeah.
And then they
back
play.
when it was free.
Yeah. And then they play a jam at St George's Park, and I'm looking at like these dudes are amazing. Kel's is stage present, and they're tight, and
Chrissy, man, fucking
without a shadow of doubt. But I knew Kel's before I knew Chrissy, so I'm looking at them thinking they're amazing, and they're local. And then I hear Kel's drop a lyric in Bristolian, like Kurt this and that, and we're like, and then he's like, okay, and then the penny drops that I don't have to yank it.
Yeah. So what was that, 95ish, 97?
Between that, I'd say it was, yeah. And so we're still doing tapes and whatnot. Like, it's getting there. It's not amazing, but so that's that era. Chrissy Chris has got, and then Fresh 97 happens.
Yeah, wicked.
And I go with Deed. So,
what was Fresh 97?
Fresh 97 was
big jam, man. Like, I had the video in it, but
I still got it. It's a massive jam in Folkestone, Kent, miles and miles and miles away.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, Scratch Pickles.
Was
DJ
it
Noise,
like just UK heads, or was
no,
it?
they
had brought all the US heads.
First everybody.
Everyone. Broken Glass crew was there.
But this is how we get a J5 link.
Yeah.
So and a Mystic Journeyman link. So Deed had put on a couple of, after we did the BHCMs, Deed had put on a couple of jams.
Journeyman, that's mad.
Yeah.
I've got a Mystic Journeyman CD downstairs, I swear.
Yeah.
Or is it just the maybe it's the Journeyman.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're chatting LA, yeah?
Okay.
So Deed puts on a jam in Kingswood Way in it's called the Yard Bash. And at this point UK's Disorder went. So I met Disorder and a few other heads from like Southampton and people into UK hip hop. So we all go to this jam and he has an open mic. It's madness. Ended up completely bombing the place. Disorder slept in a locker.
Disorder,
mate. We locked the
locker. Disorder's
locker.
a fucking another guy to give shouts to. I'd love to get him on here at some point as well.
Well, this is where the vinyl comes into play, and everybody distributing their own vinyl through him. Back then, he was rapping, I got tapes of theirs.
Disorder was rapping?
Disorder was rapping in a crew. Yeah, I got the demo at home. Yeah. So we're all like, linking and giving stuff out and everybody's getting on.
Yeah.
So he puts that jam on. And then the next thing, I don't really know how it happened, but the Mystic Journeymen came over and stayed with Deed and that. Met them, they went out bombing and stuff, and I'd met them, and we went out, got on it, made friends, and off they go. Like, back to LA. Random. I think they played. I think he got them over to play. Can't really remember a lot about the night. Just it was madness. And so then we go to Fresh 97, this massive weekend, 3 days, 4 days.
Did you guys play there as well?
They did.
They did.
Okay. Numbskulls played Deed,
Numbskulls.
and like they smashed it. Undivided, they smashed it.
Yeah.
So it's put on by Blue Eyes, which is UK hip hop. Like they had vinyl. So Deed had a link with them. So that's how they got the.
That's a record label, Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes was a rapper.
Oh,
they were in a group called Suspect, a Britcore group called Suspect, and he put the jam on. So it was like UK and US. Yeah. So you had all the Brighton lot. So Arrow, First Down, because Arrow was in a hip hop group before he round about the same time. Metaforce, Numbskulls, Undivided, and then you had all the old school breaking crews.
What about Second Son on and that? Were they around then?
They were, but they didn't. It was more like UK All Stars, like all the old B-boys and that. And then you had J5. First time I met J5 was there. First time I saw him play.
Played there as well, wasn't it?
That was the first
Air Force crew.
Air Force crew.
Air Force.
Fucking hell, bro. That route.
Air Force crew.
If you've still got the video,
I've got it on DVD
I need
as
to get
well.
that off you, bro.
Yeah, but he rapped as well.
Yeah.
The Mr. Tuco, the big gangster dude.
Yeah.
I don't know about
when he does the stroke
Little
thing,
Caesar. Like there's a couple
Little
of
C's.
Well, they did
Little C's.
Not the same
no,
one.
Caesar.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
mate.
no, it's mad.
There's so much shit I don't know.
You've got to go back and what? Like you've got to see
I
it.
will, but this is the thing. That's the beauty of these podcasts.
Of course,
there's all these stuff that, like this is
what I mean. You wouldn't know.
Immortalized now, put on fucking YouTube, or whatever.
Is there? I think it's there.
And
Blade played. It was supposed to be his last ever show.
Blade's last ever show.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That was before Mark being Blade.
This is Blade, as in like Blade, and then he put his record out on the back of like Lion Goes from Strength to Strength and that. But this is years after he put his record out. So he played
Fresh 97.
Yeah, you have to watch that.
It's like a 3-hour video. I got the video. I got the DVDs and stuff. It's on YouTube. For us, right?
And all the people out there go watch that shit.
Yeah. And they had like it had Graph. It was literally a massive jam.
DJ Noise, Cuba.
Mate, first time I saw Scratch Pickles,
man, fucking hell.
Stood in the crowd going,
mate, that was amazing.
Blew my mind. I'm just stood there.
You both there?
No, I didn't go.
I was.
I had the video in '97.
But
remember the piece? Was it Shock 1, Shock 2?
Yeah.
He did the graph piece for the cover.
Well, I got a story about Shock, but I'm not going to go into that. But
I don't know him. That was a sick cover though. That was a sick cover.
There's like I first met him, but I knew something about him, and I was like, went up to him, like banged it up to him. I heard this, and he's like looking at me going, and ever since we've been friends. But he wouldn't forget how I sort of went. Yeah, I heard this. I did the same to Mo too as well, like a while back.
Just whilst we're on the subject of running up on people, I swear that's how we met.
Can we come back to that?
Yeah. You carry on. We'll come back to that. You go take a piss, man. So Rogue wearing the snitch, the snitch polo, snitch 9,
I got it before you snitched, But it's fresh though, isn't it? I'm not
it is fresh. I almost considered fucking going downstairs and changing my shit, but
they could screenshot me and screenshot one of these things and just meme me to fucking it for 6 months.
Oh yeah, someone's got to do that. Yeah. The meme makers out there need to fucking.
That for free.
Actually, I'll just get roped into a whole load of fucking snitch memes. Like I'm cool,
mate,
man.
This Turroe one's fucking sick, man. I'm just
The which one?
This interview now is wicked.
It's fucking sick, man.
Mate,
like it's so interesting to hear all this shit because
stories, man.
There was some were crazy, but that's a good thing as well. Is there's going to be so many different
this is before,
periods.
Isn't it?
I know this is like there's a lot of names in here that I don't.
Crazy's the same age as me, so this is like just before. I knew
just before your time.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like I was just after you guys.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So there was like you guys. Obviously, you've been doing it.
I was doing it before Bastard Sons, obviously. But then after like the Bastard Sons and Say Fire and that kind of fire died out. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to hear all this other shit, man. Because like. There's a lot of stuff, and I'm like people would take the piss out of me, like, oh yeah, like you love the like hip hop, man, like whatever. Yeah,
but I do. I love the culture, and I love learning the fucking.
There's a lot that happened in Bristol. That's what I mean. There's so
much
that happened.
But when we came out, we didn't know shit.
Yeah.
Because we were that fucking YouTube generation.
Yeah.
And LimeWire.
And
all
it
this
died
other
off
shit.
for a long time.
It died for a long time, man.
Yeah.
Like, and the stuff that we could find, like, there's none of these names. Like, there needs to be a fucking book.
Yeah.
That really goes. That's written by a
He
head.
did a DVD in it, Turroe.
Proper British hip hop? Yeah.
Proper Bristol
Proper
hip hop.
Bristol hip hop.
Which
Yeah.
goes over a lot of all that stuff as well, and the dugout days.
Yeah.
Which is wicked, but
even then, like, that was made on the cusp of the technology fucking switch up.
Yeah.
So like, if that was remade, like if he was to remake.
Yeah.
Proper Bristol hip hop. Do a new one now with like. You know
I was saying
to
you earlier. I've been thinking about doing one. Just
we could do it.
Just on the.
Why don't we do it?
We've got access to everyone.
Yeah, we should do it.
We
should do it. We should make it part of this podcast or some shit and try and fucking tie it in somehow. Like we got to tie in this cooking program with crazy.
Yeah. We should do little Bristol hip hop episodes.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's interesting because it's especially with like the old school heads, the dudes have been doing it for a while. Like the graph and the music, hip hop and graph was tied in. I suppose it still is tied in now, but not as much as it was back then.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it comes as a package. Like
I like graph now. There's definitely like obviously you got the legal side of it, but the bombers are heavy.
Yeah, but Bristol's crazy at the moment. I reckon part of it's to do with like the police cuts. You know what I mean? And the fact that like people like when I was proper active,
and there's so many legal ones.
Like I was getting stop and search back in Bemi when I was proper active with what I got caught with or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was getting stop and search. We'd get stopped all the time.
Yeah.
Like we'd be painting and there'd be police just driving around all the time. I'd get stopped and it'd be like, there's been a robbery in the area and you fit the description. What's the description? Literally look you down like grey hoodie, blue jeans. It's like, you know what I mean? That doesn't happen anymore. Like that whole fucking stop and search.
Nah, it doesn't. Nah,
not at all, man. Because there's not enough police, man.
Yeah.
Like what are they? Why would they be doing that shit when there's real things they need to be? You know what I mean?
They practically said it, didn't they?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
said it about graph.
Yeah.
They said it about grade.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
They practically said, we ain't got the resources, we're not going to bother anymore, so it's open season, so everything's back.
But I think with those two things, with fucking bombing and smoking weed, like, it's not a problem.
No.
Like, the resource, even when you've had all those, the more resources, they should have been used on the other stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
Finally took you 30 years to realise
a big cut in officers to realise that you shouldn't be going after that shit anyway.
Like, come on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pointless. But that's another thing I was going to ask you actually is, what was it like pre-Banksy era in Bristol? Just with the whole, because like stencil art, obviously there was stencil art. It wasn't like he was the first person to do it. But before that whole kind of thing was that after you kind of stopped bombing and stuff that it became so you wouldn't know the difference between, but would you get treated, how am I saying it? Would it be more unfair on, say, if you got caught doing like a stencil piece back then, would you still get treated the same as if you got caught doing letters? Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
They were pretty naive anyway as to what we were doing until it became a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd been caught tagging 4 or 5 times before I got busted and got cautioned every time.
So he just gave you like a ticket? Like,
it's just, mate,
not even slap on the wrist, take your paint.
Tried it. Like once I got caught on Turroe. Literally, I was stupid. Mate. I was just right on anything. I looked round, 2 looks, right. Car pull up. Mate, it happened 4 times. Once in town, once on Bemi Down when I fell over and had to run. Once on Windmill Hill, on Turroe. So we're tagging on these billboards. Me and Kaz is like, turn around, copper car pulls up. Gets out, fuck you doing? Like proper like, and I'm like, so I'm shitting it, and literally just a little toy tag. Take your hat off. What? Take your hat off and clean it off. I'm like, what? Yeah, spit. I don't care how you get rid of it. Take your hat off, spit on it, clean it off. So he said, you better fucking clean it properly, and I'm like, you serious? Yeah, come back tomorrow morning and clean it properly.
But do you take your name and shit? And
probably, I can't remember. So I say to Kaz, like, he's like, I ain't doing that. Like, don't worry. Like, so it was just off we went. Like, shit myself. Oh fucking no, and then go off. So if you pre-stencil, 3D was the first person to do a stencil. Yeah.
What in the Bristol Graffiti?
In Bristol, yeah. And then Jody was doing stencilish stuff at Barton Hill. Jody was doing like black and white faces instead, and he got terrorized for it, right? Literally by certain people going, "You're fucking cheating. What you doing? You can't be doing that.
Yeah.
What's like, keep it real, like sort of thing."
Yeah.
And Jody was a different breed. And Shab started doing like triangles and some weird shit, but Shabs is on a whole new level. Like, and you gotta respect these people because they didn't care. They're like, "I'm on my own thing."
Yeah, no, I fucking.
And we
100%.
We sort of did. After a while, we did.
Yeah,
like,
you
Because
give
they're
them enough
there.
shit. If they got thick enough skin, like it's the same with everything. I rate that. I love people who persist at
you
what they
do
like.
now.
Don't
Like
give a
at the
fuck.
time, you're like, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's the same with my attitude over the years. It's changed completely.
Yeah.
There's a whole different facet of it. Yeah.
Shut that bit.
But so what were you saying? Like what?
Just like how would you get treated? Would it be the same if you were doing a stencil if you got bagged, or would it be different? Because nowadays, like if you get not
if
even
it's a
just
stencil,
with,
they look at
if it's a stencil. Well, now nowadays with Bristol,
well,
what they do in Bristol. Do you know about this? Right.
Go on.
So, the people that go around cleaning the graph,
Yeah.
will take a picture.
Yeah.
They have to send it to their supervisor. It's only if they think it's
Yeah.
street art.
Yeah.
So if they think it's street art, i.e., if it's not a tag and it's not letters, it's some.
Can it stay or can it go?
Yeah, and they have to take a picture and they send it to their supervisor, and their supervisor says whether it can stay or go. So basically, there's art critics on the streets of Bristol cleaning off what they deem is not art and leaving what they deem as art. Whereas back then, was it still the same thing, or was it like you're just fucking painting on a wall?
You wouldn't have known because obviously
that wasn't there.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
So you get nicked if you were doing anything like if 3D wanted to put up a stencil in his piece and he was doing it in the middle of the night, he'd get nicked anyway. Yeah? But up until Operation Anderson happened, they didn't really know what was going on anyway.
Yeah.
The only reason they knew that anything was going on because the city was battered.
Yeah.
So it's like if you picture like your crew.
Yeah.
But times 40 running around doing the same thing. Yeah, so you got 40 people in one place, battering the city. Like they're literally going to go, and all the buses are battered, so they've got to do something about it.
Yeah.
Hence why the bus happened, and then it happened countrywide.
Yeah.
But now, I don't think it would even happen.
No.
Until you like, it don't seem to be. I was discussing this the other day. Unless they're collecting a dossier of.
Yeah,
I know people who've been nicked and people have been like. But I don't know what's happened to them.
It's like Interpol, unless going around Europe and bombing trains like around the whole of Europe and stuff it's. But they had the whole. We're divulging anyway because we're going back to the graph. But I think, it's just be interesting to know if there was a difference then. But I gather
I don't think
it was
all
just
paint.
paint.
Yeah.
It's like if you're painting on a wall, you're painting on a wall.
Tip-ups on a wall, you're gonna get done for it.
It's still fucking vandalism.
Yeah.
But before we had the little quick break, we were at 95, I think, because we should carry on with this linear
Fresh 97.
timeline.
No, we were in Fresh 97.
So 97,
yeah.
Because the timeline so far is fucking solid. This is wicked. Like this is a fucking.
So then after that, Aspects would have come.
Yes.
Right after that.
Literally,
Yeah.
FSH comes.
Oh, Fantastic Superheroes.
So,
Yeah.
but-
So that's Feek now, isn't it?
Well,
Feek. So what was Feek rhyming? Because I know.
No, I'll get to it.
Okay, alright.
This is where we get the link.
And Paris and that as well, isn't it?
Paris and
Paris and
Acer and a few other people
Yeah.
had come to Bristol to do the art college
Yeah.
and the media. And then this is where Aspects come in. So Bubba, Ian and Ben. Obviously Bubba, Ian and from Taunton.
From they were together.
And Wellington. There's a few
Where was Ben
little
from
places.
again? Where was Ben from?
Ben was from Cornwall.
So
Right,
these are aspects.
These are Aspects. Well, they were at Fresh 97, but they'd come from their ends.
Yeah.
They hadn't yet come to Bristol.
Yeah.
So they would, they're on the video. I know seeing them on the video.
Yeah.
And I think they know about Deed and that, and they know about certain people, because obviously he's close to Bristol. And then Paris comes and them lot from Hull, so the graph thing, and he painted a couple of pieces. You're chatting 95 to 97, a couple of things that come up. I'm like, who's this kid? Like, this
Paris.
Great.
Yeah, I'm like, this is good. The pure letters and what I'm into. So I'm like, and then didn't know Dicey and Feek and that like then, but obviously they formed a crew and made an impact straight away.
Yeah.
But there is a bit before that on the graph front.
Yeah.
Obviously you got your Natch and your Soccers and the NBA thing. So it's not before that actually, it's just after. So they come they're all doing college and media and textiles and all of them together.
I remember the jam that happened in Cannons Marsh car park. Remember that?
Walls on Fire.
Walls on Fire. Fucking hell, that was amazing.
But that's after.
That's a bit
yeah.
after again.
That's literally so they come and literally just create a stir and start doing shit, whereas we're not really doing anything. And you're like,
why was that? Was that like a?
Why was it?
Just you were just caught up in the same cycle of
they
like
came
parties
to Bristol as well. Though. They came to Bristol. You know when people come to Bristol
and they got the hunger.
Students and shit. And Bristol's a new city.
Yeah.
They've been banging away in Taunton for years and nobody knows or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they're like.
And they're going uni in it for the first time.
You get hungry, but that happens still today. Like,
literally, so pieces start appearing, names start appearing, you start hearing things, and you're like, who are these lot?
Yeah.
So obviously there's probably a little bit of hostility, like from our end, if you're looking in from the, but maybe not. People embrace people don't.
Yeah.
So I link, and so Awkward is obviously Matt's about, Awkward's about, and he befriended them all first. So FSH was his name, and initially it was a hip hop crew. Not a collective of graph and stuff. But obviously, because Paris and knew Bubba and they were all living together and that, it just became a collective of, we're all going to write FSH and we're going to record if FSH was literally Aspects and Awkward originally. And they were making tapes and doing stuff when they first started rhyming. So I think Matt had put it out there. And we were like, well, who's this lot? And then... they got a link with certain people. You've got to, because you can't. But they literally just came in and blew it up and just done their own thing, and everybody sort of looked to them then. So
their album did well, didn't it? It was in fucking Woolworths, man.
Well, that was like.
That was later, actually.
Yeah, but they did 3 or 4 12 inches before that.
No, they did. Yeah, you're right.
And
that was
obviously
later.
linked with Beans. Beans did some, and it just literally put a fire under people's asses to,
and he set
get
up
involved.
the record shop as well.
Because
that was also at the right time when Aspects came through on that was like the first wave of like national UK hip hop recognition. Because that was like, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
But that was really at the time when London was popping.
Yeah.
Like all the Skinny Man and Task Force, Louis Slippers,
it was
and all the
Brain Tax. It was through all of them.
Yeah, Maestro.
Well, they made a link, look. So they made a link.
But Aspects made a link.
They did.
Yeah.
So they did their first like demos and recorded their demos on wax, and so Jamie Hombre, Purple Penguin, So Purple Penguin was a record shop before Backyard.
I know Purple Penguin.
So obviously Jamie Hombre
and who else said
Ben DeBreeson.
Ben DeBreeson,
had a record shop, and Ian and that used to know Jamie. So Jamie started a label. So
Hombre.
He put out Hombre Records.
Yeah.
So he put out Numbskulls because they were still banging away. Yeah. But very quiet. Like Numbskulls wasn't a crew that wanted to be seen much. He was more interested in making music.
Recording,
so he started putting out their music.
Numbskull shit's hard, man.
Yeah. Mate, always. Like way ahead of everybody. Like in my opinion, like then.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And still
still to this
still
day.
Got his hand in everything.
Yeah.
And so they were putting out 12 inches through Hombre. And we were all like, looking at records from Bristol doing well. And then Aspects came, and so they started a label, and he started putting their stuff out as well. So the Hombre thing was almost like early fucking low life in Bristol. So we had 2 crews, and they were both putting out vinyl and that. So and then they just sort of put themselves out there.
Yeah, he set the record shop up as well. I think that was a massive thing.
Yeah,
Ian set up Backyard Records.
Yes.
Where was Backyard Records too?
You know Mr. Wolf's, the original one that used to be in town.
Yeah.
Well, I made the sign. I made the sign for him.
That's what
and
it became.
did all the vinyl graphics.
What, the Mr. Wolf's?
No,
side?
the Backyard.
No,
okay,
No, but where Mr. Wolf's was, that's basically Mr. Wolf's bought Backyard and the shop next door. So that's.
And now it's like a cafe and a fucking.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah.
So FSH, big collective, they were recording, Awkward was recording, his brother came through, then Marshy came through, and this is where you, Vertebrae and you lot came through, and Stepchild.
Yeah.
So you had certain crews, then obviously Undivided were doing their thing and putting their own things out.
Yeah.
So Beans Indeed and Majestic, they were all doing their thing. We were doing ours to a certain extent, but I was always still just doing tapes and stuff. So yeah, he started doing ciphers in the shop
At Backyard, yeah.
at Backyard.
They came out in video, innit? What was it? The
Dark and Cold.
Putting on, he also put. I think it.
Dark and Cold's London.
Dark and
one.
Cold's a London thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
My bad.
It was just
it's a
Backyard.
it was a big battle, wasn't it? And it was just like
He's
one
on
to
video.
one.
That's
Is it the
on
one where
video
is
as well.
it the one where it's like there's a stairway going up the back?
Nah.
And like everyone's down in the center.
There's literally
of it.
just a
in the front of the
counter.
shop. Yeah,
There's a
just
counter and
at
just
the
everybody
background
just
and
stood
everyone
in the shop.
Yeah.
Like at the counter.
Vogue
You
Virus
know if
is-
you've seen it
I
because
feel like I have seen it.
Spy's on it, Deed's on
Spy,
it,
Vogue,
I'm on
remember
it.
Vogue Virus was on there as
Big
well.
Dave, yeah, big up Dave.
Yeah, man, I was in a band with him, innit?
Yeah,
After that.
I like Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it there.
So and then he starts putting on nights because Ian's like a negotiator. Like he's one of those who's like, I'm gonna do this. He's quite outspoken and he literally everybody gravitates towards him because he's a bit of a leader. So that's what happened. So he just literally sort of took over
control,
for a bit. Yeah, and got people over and stuff and went, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and that's what happened.
So where are we at then?
That's like,
Well,
that's like
the end of Aspects time would have been about 98, 99, I guess.
So he gets
Not the end, but like.
This
that
is what
era.
you're saying about the UK link. So, he puts on a few
like the
nights.
national.
They start putting on nights at Fekla, and it starts picking back up, and
Fekla
then they
nights were
start
the ones,
getting
man.
like support, Bristol support
Yeah.
for US acts and stuff, and like Rebel Alliance, your Esoteric, and Virtue. Before anybody, Mr. Liff. First time I seen him, mate, it was ridiculous. And
7L and Esoteric, man.
all of them.
Wicked.
I got videos of that. We're all there freestyling. Super Nat. You get Super Nat over.
With DJ Noise.
All of it.
Mate, that was at Blue Mountain.
We need to sit down at some point, man.
That was a sick
and
night, I
fucking
remember that.
set up like a VCR and a DVD player,
And just
and
play
a
'em all.
projector,
Yeah.
and just sit here. We should do it actually. Yeah, we
just
should
play
do
all
it
the
with the
history.
podcast.
Yeah.
And we should do it so it's recorded in the background or
Yeah,
whatever, and like
Yeah.
we have a fucking thing up here and just
Yeah, well, I
talk
got
through the footage.
shitloads
Because at some
of
point,
archives and that,
at
but
some
some-
point, it'd be worth doing, man. Like,
So he's doing nights, and Braintat supports 7L and Esoteric, I
Yeah.
think, but we're chatting. This is quite good.
It was either
We'll
Blue
go off on a
Mountain or
tangent.
Fekla.
So it's not actually is Champions of Nature. So you got your Super T, your Jest, your Apollo,
Yeah.
all of them. Yeah, and obviously,
Super T, man.
mate, I love Super T. Tobias is like this is like way back. Jest is not even known. Jest is like this young kiddie. I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
Right. So this is Fekla. We're taking over the Fekla monthly. We're having ciphers. I'm fucking doing somersaults and fights.
I remember those days.
Fights out, everything. I'm a fucking menace. Yeah. I don't get Turroe on a drink because it's all gonna go wrong. I'm battling everybody, pushing people off the mic. I'm being like, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Yeah. I'm starting shit.
Shit starter.
Yeah, this is where it comes from. So, but we're linking in the day and stuff. So he's getting like people over and we're linking and we're having ciphers upstairs and everybody's just like
What, in the Fekla at
upstairs
daytime?
in the Fekla.
Yeah,
like I murdered Jest upstairs and probably won't even remember it, but and a few other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and then before he's like, we're like just going like for fucking 10 minutes straight. And we're watching perform, and you're like, they're above us, like all of them, like Super T. What's the other dude who had the quite comedic stuff? It was who had the hardcore nasal style on the Champions of Nature.
Dunno.
It's not. It might have been Apollo, but one of them's fucking. And he's like complimenting me. He's like, mate, and I was like, yeah, so I'm doing all right here. I'm like, yeah, I'm older than you, and I'm doing all right. It's a bit that confidence thing that I was looking for. I got it again.
Reassurance.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and everyone's linking, everybody's getting on, like, and we're all having a good time. And like, so then TCF form, they're killing it. So then your Ecos and your Zimmels come, and Paris is like Graph. At that time, I took a back seat from the Graph, did bits with them, but was just enjoying it really. Through the late 90s, I had a bit of a break. Stopped Graph, I think, for a bit. Had a kid for the 2000s, like early 2000s, like had a little and then sort of stopped, but went back to music.
What,
like,
when you had the little?
Yeah, it was weird. I had that influx of creativity.
Yeah,
like
I found that, man. Like when Leon was born, it was like
for like a good.
I was like, shit, I need to go in. Like,
so you sort of do. There's that old thing of like you either do during because you know they're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're
well,
like
that
again
happened.
like what I'm doing now, trying to get
Yeah.
everything in because you know some of us. And then after you have a little bit of a break, and then when you're comfortable and you know their sound and everything's, you'll go again.
Yeah.
And it will happen. It's just mad.
It's the ebbs and flows, isn't it,
But
man?
I've
It's
always
like-
done that, like no matter what. So yeah, and then obviously Bean's done Tape Feast. He recorded a tape. And then we, as Fat Club, Fog comes on the scene, Junior Disprol.
Fog scratched leg.
So you might not know too much about him. He's
got a new. He's got a new tune out right now.
He's got an
hasn't he?
album out. Yeah.
Album out. Sorry,
yeah, big him up.
I heard a new
He's
tune.
constantly doing it.
Yeah.
Videos,
Fog
album.
scratched leg. Yeah, but he's called Junior
Junior
Disprol now.
Disprol. Welsh Kitty, Ginger Kitty, like
Fucking amazing. Like, yeah.
Killer Cypher, dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Full on patois.
Murder everyone.
White, ginger, kid. Yeah. Full on, you'd think he was
in the-
Jamaican. Trust me, right?
was in
But
the,
and you'd be like, I've had discussions with him before. I'm like, years ago it wouldn't be accepted. It's just not accepted. You're like, it's not you. But when you hear him talking, when you hear certain things, you're like, oh,
that's
okay.
a funny one, that is, man, because there's a lot of people that adopt that. And like, say my friend Blabbermouth, shouts to Blabbermouth, Het Verset, rapper from
I've heard him.
Holland.
Yeah.
So he raps and like, he's got like a twang where it's like it's American. But slightly British as well. He's got certain things that sound British, but it's because they grew up watching American and British TV. That's how you learn.
Of course,
English
it's all.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I've heard Welsh. Johnny B is from Welsh. He gets accused of being like American.
Yeah.
But actually, it's
if
their
you hear him
accent.
talk, is how he raps.
Yeah.
And there's if to us, you're like anyway. So Fogger make no apologies. He never has. It don't make no difference because he does impressions and does different voices and stuff. And that's when you see it, you'll be like. Years ago, you'd be like, nah, it's not flying. Yeah. But then I probably had a problem with not so much maybe Task Force in the beginning and people like, because I'm like, what's that accent? Bear in mind, I'm full on Bristolian. I like can't figure it out. So I'm like, is it London? Is it like this? Or is it that? It's probably like listening to Skinny Man, but then you know where they grew up. That you know like where they come from, who they are. So once you know that, you're like, it's just normal.
Yeah. But people say that with me. People like, sometimes I get the question, like, why don't you sound like you're from Bristol? It's like, well, my dad's from fucking like Croydon. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And my mum's from all over the world, lived in. It's like, then I grew up in Bep, so like some of my like words will come out, and it's like if I go up north, people are like, there'll be bits of it, but some of it's fucking. Like what I grew up around skating and all the different people I grew up there, and then some of it's like,
so when you're a kid, like one of my mates went to London for about a week when we were at school. He come back full on Cockney. Mate, I'm like, the fuck, like literally went DJing and come back full on Cockney, and then just creep back into Bristolian. And I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
There was a kid that went to my primary school, Joe Groves, and he was like proper Scouser. And like because I spent so much time with him, he lived on Women Hill as well. Because I spent so much time with him and his mum and his stepdad. Yeah. His stepdad actually got me into skating. He was the editor of Document Skate Mag, Percy Dean. Shouts to fucking Percy Dean. He's a legend. But yeah, I like even now I say Bath. Yeah. Like and think like certain things Bath. Where it's like surely is that
what?
Well, it's Bath, isn't it?
Bath.
Well, you say Bath as well. Actually,
as in what? You're gonna have a bath or the place Bath?
Both of them's Bath.
Well, it's Bath, really.
Well, that's
But ain't nobody saying that.
It's Bath, isn't it?
No.
It's like you know what I mean.
But again,
but then putting on a whole accent is a whole different thing again. But
we say that, but it can be accepted.
It works, that's what I'm saying.
It's going to be accepted.
Yeah. If it's fucking sick, like
mate, trust me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you be like.
I need to hear him.
No, he was in the backyard once.
Mate, I could do this for everybody I've talked about.
Sit down, yeah.
But
what do you still have? Like the whole?
Yes,
you've got.
I've got everything because I'm a hoarder. I've got
man.
Like it's ridiculous. I've got to have it. I was just mad on everything, no matter
it.
what.
Hip hop makes
what
you
tangent. Everybody I know who's into hip hop is creative and has got that mad OCD about everything. Yeah, if we go back to Monk, his whole house is a video shop.
I can imagine. Yeah.
No, but like everybody is the same. So anyway, so he comes and we decide to do 97. I think is 2001. So I'm back. I'm on the music. I'm going with Matt. The Fat Club is basically formed on the aspects and that I've done their thing, and I've done the shit starter tape, and I start recording with Roller. I feel I'm good enough. He does me a couple of beats, and I feel I'm good enough then to link with people who I place above me. So did a couple of tracks on one of my tapes. Did a tape before it. It's a bit shit. Couple of moments, and at this point I'm going down Ian's and we're ciphering, and so I do the Roller thing, and so we go, right, we're gonna press a record. We're gonna do an album, but it's gonna be me, Matt, and Fog, Fat Club. We're all fat. We're all sat about in Matt's flat.
Matt's who?
Monk.
Awkward.
Monk, who
Monk.
produced everything I'd done since I started. You wouldn't know him because he's quiet. He never, unless you go back to our old videos, and he's the one rapping next to me.
Yeah.
Which took a good 20 years to get him on stage to rap.
That's it.
Like, and he was full on yanking it up until like that album was the turning point for him to realise he didn't have to.
Yeah.
And it was weird because it slowly came out, like you said. So he's yanking it, and then he'd do a track, and it was full on Bristolian or a verse.
Yeah.
And through the album, it just comes out and then comes back, and I'm like, what the fuck's going
just
on?
like finding his feet still.
Mate, and it was mad.
Yeah.
So we recorded, we'd literally sit in his flat for like weeks on end and just record tracks, and we're laughing and joking, and we're really enjoying it. And it's all recorded on a little laptop, and he takes it back and mix it, pays to get it pressed, sends it off, literally presses it from whatever he sends it off on a CD to vinyl.
Yeah.
Get the track listing printed, put it in the record. He's still got probably hundreds of them in his cupboard. Put it on, and then just start sending it out for reviews. I did it with the tapes. Obviously, bear in mind, you've only got a Hip Hop Connection, Big Daddy. We got magazines.
Yeah.
There's no online. Yeah. Online's not
a thing.
Not even. So you've got to physically send it out, unless you get distribution. Or there's a label, which there isn't then. So I do it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm like.
Yeah.
So I'll do the Blade independent thing.
Yeah.
Go to gigs, give it out, sell it, whatever. Send it to magazines. Send it to Disorder. Because I was supposed to be on one of his Minor Gaps, a demo. Didn't happen at the time. Can't remember why, but it never happened. Send him it. He was like, well, do you want me to distribute it? Yeah. Sound. Like, gets out there, love it, blah blah. We're already friends, we already know each other from the yard bash and stuff. Yeah. Drive out there, meet him, give him a stack of records, you take them, sell or return, do whatever you could do with them. He takes them. Don't think it did, but it's just getting it out there. So we get a few reviews, and then we just carry on doing that. Like, that's what we do with every album for the next 3 or 4 or whatever. Like,
well, it wasn't until 2005 that fucking YouTube was even made.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
2005 YouTube.
Yeah,
was
but that's
made.
when we did Venomous Tongues, because obviously we had
yeah,
a couple of videos and
I've
got a
still got a
video
CD of
made, which is our second album. So we did a second CD, which was probably, we called it the first because it was a debut.
Yeah.
But that's when CDs, we sort of didn't do tapes, just done CDs, did the same again. And that went quite well.
Yeah.
Like Canada, Australia, people were like hitting us, and I literally did it all again by hand.
Was that, did you have MySpace account?
No,
Yeah.
It was
pre that.
Yeah.
Was that well, because MySpace,
Well,
was
we
MySpace
did.
there before?
No, it was
YouTube?
2005 at least, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we probably around about then, maybe after.
Because MySpace was like the first one where it was like you could go on, like people. Because MySpace was there early, man.
Yeah.
I swear, MySpace was. Maybe check it out because I feel like MySpace was there before YouTube. Because MySpace didn't have YouTube links.
Maybe.
And MySpace would have had some sort of video thing if it came after YouTube.
I think you're right, but we wouldn't put videos on it. We'd just put tunes on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There wasn't video.
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
For
so
like
MySpace
free
was
download
first.
or something, I don't know.
Yeah, because you had the little picture, and then below the picture you had like the songs.
Yeah. Which
And
is
you
what
could-
Matt did, because Matt's more computer side.
Awkward Matt.
No, Monk.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so let's stick with the rap names, innit?
Yeah,
otherwise
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just I will literally I don't have a fucking clue what
that's
you're talking
right.
about.
Yeah,
Monk.
But yeah, Monk.
So we did Venomous Tongues, and then we linked with Slice and Ed Case lads and stuff through Fog, and might have been just around about that time, because obviously that aspect, it was all happening. Matrix was here, John, and he was another college lad, but he was from Cambridge. This is a mad link because you won't know this, but you'll like it. So we'd recorded that. What was the one after?
I can't remember the order. I've got them all on
we
CD,
did some solos after, but around about that time, I met with Matrix is freestyling, and me and Matrix are going to Beans's, and we're all recording takes. Me, Ian, Aspects, Fog, freestyle tapes. Beans, we're going to Beans's. Done some stuff with Beans. He done his tape feast. Undivided Parlour Talk is formed then. So he puts out his tape because Jeff and KC and Rebomb have left. Indeed is now formed the crew with Spy and Majest. Well, Parlour Talk, they're there. Undivided's there. He puts out his tape. I got one of my tapes. I might have done a shit starter in between.
Yeah.
So I put that one out. It might be the second one. I can't remember. So get a phone one day. I'm at home. Flew again. Somewhat. Get a phone call. Because my number's on the tape. Let's get a phone call. Like, who's this? Oh, it's Inja. From Cambridge.
Yeah, big up Inja.
Right? And I'm like, so I remember I'm laid on the sofa.
Fucking love that guy.
He's like, do you lot want to come and do a show in Cambridge? And bear in mind, I'm like going.
So when was this? 2005? 2000s, early 2000s.
It must have been 5, 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Round about that time, might even be 2007. But I've only started listening to their stuff through Johnny Matrix, who's from Cambridge, who's just a rapper, student, painter type kiddie I know. Mm-hmm. So he's like, and he's always going on about it. You got to hear delegates, and so, and all my mates from back home. Fucking hell, you got to hear them. They're mint. Do you want to? So I start checking them out, and I'm like, oh, these boys are hard. Like, yeah, do you want to come to Cambridge? Well, it might have been, first of all, we're doing a project. Do you want to put a track on it, right?
Yeah.
So it was Head Cleaners.
Scuff and Inja, innit?
But this is, so there's all of them. There's a big crew.
Okay.
So I'm only talking to Inja, and I'm like, do you want to record a track? We're going to put it on a compilation, and we're going to put it out. Yeah, no problem. So I recorded a track, and it was in 2 parts. I didn't think much of it, but it was all right. And I know it was around about early time because the production on it wasn't too good. Anyway, they liked it. They liked the concept. They liked my rawness. They were like, yeah. So they put it out. Task Force was on the CD and the tape. And basically, it was a collection of people's track, a bit like what Disorder would do. But under their umbrella, Fog had done some stuff and been there. Yeah. So he's like, well, why don't you, Fog, Matrix, and we got Ben involved, Mantis from Aspects, because he knew them. They'd been there and recorded some up, so they'd all linked. Come and do a show. All right, fuck, why not? I'm shitting it, mate. I'm like, so we go there, we link up. They're all sound like all of it. There's loads of them. There's like 8 or 9 of them. They're a massive collective. Meet them all. We get on really well. Of course, I'm a bit of a nutter. You got B109, big up B, the first Northern MC I'd ever heard, like full on Northern accent, before Stig, accent, before Chatterbox, any of them. Yeah. And he's nuts. BA. Yeah, but he's nuts. So, like these lot are, so we do a show. They do a show at college. It's before Organics, but it is popping. Yeah, and they're together, all of them. They're smashing it. Like Inge's like double timing like crazy. Yeah, the big afro back then. Like his hair was mad. He was called G back then.
G.
Yeah, like he called himself G because obviously it was Ingenuity, but it wasn't, before that it was just G. And then not many people call him it.
He's a special rapper, that guy, man. He was a special
and
MC.
And so Scuff, they all had something.
Yeah, well, Scuff, that New Year's Eve track by Scuff.
Oh, man.
You know that?
Yeah, the whole album. I know all of it.
Like, that fucking track, bruv, like, I swear, I played that track. You know, there's certain tracks that you get where you're like, I sit and like, I listen to it like over and over and over again.
You know, the one I
don't know when it was. I can't remember. It wasn't even like, I was probably rapping at that point as well. I don't know if I was actually, maybe not.
So,
but
they send me, they do the CD, we go up and record. Mate, it was madness. We nearly missed the train home. I burnt my throat out on fucking vodka, pure vodka. I drank. We had to run for the train, nearly missed it. I was dying for about a week when I got home. There's they made a track we literally sat there the next day and wrote a track and everybody recorded it.
Yeah.
If I play you it, I'm happy as fuck with it at the time. my voice is like where I burnt it out. Like it's all about puking and having a hangover because they recorded it and they sent it back. Like it's dope. And that's the link. Like so we've done the link with them, friends ever since.
Yeah.
Never really did anything backwards and forwards since like Fog has, and I think Ben and that did Mantis, but we'd never gone back in that, and they just off they went, like especially now, like killing it. So that was one link. Aspects and that done their thing in Bristol, killed it for a bit, and then left and went.
Yeah,
like that was it for a
couple
of years.
It was.
It died after that.
So,
really.
That was the wave.
Like so when that wave kind of came to an end, like the next wave was like there was a dead spot, but then it was like, for me, from what I saw, was like there was like RE, like the label.
Plus, it would have been before that.
Plus, like I like just listing like a.
But what we can do what you said, because you said it on Upfronts. So it was Soldier Click, because you can go back to Bristol Connect, which is a video.
That video, bro.
So you got your Triz and your Soldier Clicks.
Terminals all over that as well.
Yeah, I never knew Terminal, but I met Plus through that time. So Plus and Inner Life, Kinetic,
Quest,
Concrete Street. So you have Mad Cut
as well, Aiden.
And what's his name?
Derek,
big up Derek.
Lounge Beat. What was it? He's Lounge Alone.
Derek was producing, but they had the other rapper.
Yeah.
And this is where the Swansea connection comes in, because Ian and that's when the battles came into fruit.
What, through the shop? Yeah.
Yeah, because we did the Bristol Swansea
through the record shop?
Through backyard.
Backyard.
So we'd all have battles. They pull your names out of that, and then they started the Bristol Swansea.
I have seen it.
Definitely
seen that before.
That was Awkward versus Sanchez. Remember that one?
Yeah, but that was mate.
Sanchez the Beige.
Oh, I seen him the other day.
Is it? I never knew him. That was old school to me. But
called him a schmuck. It was hilarious. I was dying. I was like well angry. And mate, you gotta watch the video. Matrix is like, it zooms in, right? Awkward's rapping, and it zooms into Matrix, and Matrix going, just looking at him like, and I was crying.
How's battling changed since then as well? Because like obviously with
all freestyle. Yeah, I had to be freestyle. Yeah.
There was written, but people was doing. They was.
But for me,
Ian was, and everyone else was. Yeah.
It would creep. It would fluctuate in creep. Like you could pass a written off as a freestyle.
It wasn't it wasn't round for round.
It was more personals. Like what I'm saying.
What? So you just pass the mic round a circle and everyone would just go at everyone.
Yeah.
But a lot of people. What happened is it turned into a friendly cipher, because not a lot of people want to go full on battling. Yeah.
But
it depends what mood you're in.
On the backyard ones, they did have rounds though, didn't they? Because they did have rounds on the backyard ones.
Yeah, the second one.
Didn't people battle on the backyard ones?
Yeah, they did.
I had to battle some kid on the second one. I had to battle this kid. Like I battled this kiddie.
Folk battled someone on there. Awkward battles Sanchez.
It was all a bit. Deed had a go at me, and Spy would just freestyle cleverly, and Ben would freestyle Mantis. It was all. Just after that was when proper battling sort of had to be. I always thought you had to literally be
freestyling,
going at the person
straight off the top.
Always, and I still do it now because I could never remember lyrics. I was always too pissed to remember anything, so I had to. It was, and I always jump up, mate.
Don't hesitate.
I've been on stage with a few people and embarrassed myself. Massively.
You ever fallen off stage? I've fallen off stage like 4 times now.
Done up.
Real talk, and still beiged it off. Real nice though.
I've led out in the middle of the stage. I front flipped on the stage when someone's been DJing and made the DJ skip everything.
That kid, we were playing DJ Cypher Lounge in London with who we were playing with. I can't remember who we were playing with, but me and that kid, I think it might have been a split profit show, like me, that kid and someone else, maybe up front. And at the end of the show, that kid, like it was maybe the last track, luckily the last track, or maybe second to last, and he jumped on my back when I was crouched down. So I was crouched.
You've gone forward.
No, I went backwards. Because I was just like, I tried to stand up, but obviously trying to stand up from like down here when someone's on your fucking back, I just kind of went backwards, fell backwards. That kid falls off me, falls into the decks,
breaks the DJ who was DJing for us nicely enough. Because we turn up with no DJ. As a favour, you know the drill.
As a favour, and then you come diving through the day.
Yeah, he did, bruv, and he broke it.
Yeah.
He fucked up the setup, man.
Yeah, we've done some mad stuff.
But
yeah.
What was it like with cyphers as well? Like, was there like, did you ever get any? Was it like physical? I mean, I say this shit because like, I kind of know what the deal was even at, like when we first started getting into it. You know what I mean? It was still. But for people, like, there's a lot of people coming through now that I don't feel like they experience that same, like,
level of
or like house parties and shit, how raggo they used to be, and how it'd be like a cypher. 1 minute you're like ciphering in the kitchen, next minute a fucking chair's going through a window and shit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it could be.
Did it circulate around the music, or was it just the vibe at the time?
It could be volatile.
We
had a
people
massive encounter with
I suppose it's the same throughout history. That's a kind of stupid question in a way, but
depends who's there, innit, and what you're repping.
Yeah.
We had a massive encounter with 57th Dynasty, which nearly turned into a riot.
I remember them. Fucking hell.
And
where are they from?
They're London.
London, but Paradise used to rap America, and they had a little kiddie with them that was their gimmick. He was about 9. There's a big crew of them. And they came to support somebody at the Fekla. They nearly got physical. A few things had happened, and won't name names, but it got a bit personal and it got a bit out of order. It was almost like
what from both sides. Everyone got a bit.
Not even obviously. Awkward stood up for herself again. But obviously, they're yanking it. And Awkward's opinionated anyway, so it don't matter who it is, he's going to say what he wants to say. So he did. And then it got a bit, and then Ian and Little Ben was there, so it was more like ego, we're going to out-rap you. And they thought they were superstars.
Yeah.
Spilled out in the car park. Someone might have got punched. It was all like, it never amounted to anything.
Yeah.
It's one of them. Man, I didn't say that to say this. We were there one night. Ben was rapping on stage. Ben's little, Mantis. There's a load. It gets like it gets when people want to rhyme and they're shit, So again, and you're like, so everybody's shouting, everybody wants to jump up. Somebody strong arms the mic. You're looking at them, they're awful. Somebody jumps in their face. Somebody says something. Their mates are in the crowd shouting. This happened a few times. Bottle gets thrown or a drink. Yeah.
People jumping back into the crowd.
People are jumping off stage into the... People ain't having it. People are stood behind people not having it. This is exactly what happened. I, for one, definitely ain't having it. It don't matter who it is. Right? So I'm there. Like... I'm actually quite pacifying everything, I think. Like, these kids are there, I'm there. Ben can't do it anyway, so we're all jumping out. Spills outside at the end of the night. Something gets said. They're all outside giving it a big one. Everybody's there. Big Dave's there.
Dave,
It's a crew. We're all there, You're everybody, and these kids are anyway. One of them comes up to me, giving it that. I'm like, how long am I going to put up with it for? Not long. It literally, right? I'm like, look to the left, look right, nut to the nose. The next thing I know, it's like a Beano cartoon. It's a cloud, and there's hands, and there's fists, and there's bouncers, and everyone's getting thrown around the car park. This is literally through the car park. And off they go retreating. And it couldn't have been that bad because they let me in like the month after. They're looking at me. Bouncers like, I remember.
Was it Fekla?
It's Fekla, mate. Every time.
That was elite
and
security.
There was another incident on the Jest night.
That was elite security back then, wasn't it?
Elite, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Elite security. Remember
Give them tape and everything.
Can I get the bottom of your cup?
Yeah.
Can I take?
Yeah.
Is that alright?
So I can't get out, mate.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. It's cool. I'll go grab a glass from downstairs. No, you stay.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So it did get, and obviously, and I've seen other ciphers where
it did after Walls on Fire. Remember that Mr. 45 guy?
Yes.
And he came down to Blue Mountain,
Yes.
And just got absolutely booed off the stage.
He's rapping about guns and shit.
He was terrible.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had the big fucking trench coat on.
Yeah, but he's a unit.
Yeah, he was a unit, but he got
And
parred off the stage.
He was
horribly.
heavy though. Yeah,
And then, but he fucked up because after he got parred so many times, he was like, "Oh, is there anyone in the fucking crowd that can do it better than me?" And then everyone was just like,
wrong
yeah.
move, wrong move.
Yeah, exactly.
Get Kel's on the mic, bully
rushed,
you off
was
the
out of
stage.
there.
Yeah,
he was
you're
out
not
of
gonna.
there. Yeah, he
Are
was
you?
gone.
No.
So around this time then.
That
like,
was '98, I think. That was
Walls
of Fire. But sorry,
not Walls of Fire time, but back to the timeline.
2005, 6.
Right,
2005, 6.
Yeah.
For me, that was when I started, because I started going out maybe when I was about 14, 15 to dojos. Like I'd go in with my sister,
Thursdays.
fake ID, and run as well. I was working at 50/50 skate shop.
So who was prominent then?
So
Aspects had gone.
Aspects had gone.
Yeah.
It was what was the lounge? It was something. What was the fucking night that had the logo that was like right in there, then right in there? That's so that's so nondescript. That's like the most nondescript shit ever. What was the fucking night that was going on at dojos a lot of the time?
I can't remember. It was a hip hop one on
Thursdays. There was two hip hop nights.
Yeah, there were all the breakers there, innit?
Yeah,
yeah.
And
Physical Jerks, and that was there at them times.
But that's when I started going out, and at those times, like that was just before I met Sean from Sayfire's little brother. So this was when I was like a fan, like a proper fan.
Yeah.
But I hadn't ever penned a lyric. I was just like graphing and like going out and partying and stuff, but still hadn't penned anything. But there wasn't like I remember seeing Rodney P and Skits there once.
Yeah.
Monk used
but
to
the whole
there,
UK scene had kind of
That
died
was
down.
Slosh, but that was after.
Was that after? Was it?
Yeah, that
Like
was
a lot of the UK heads was like at that time were like almost trying to do grime. Like a lot of people, it was more towards the dubstep time when dubstep came around and everyone started doing the double time shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Just before I'll go back because obviously you mentioned Sayfire.
Yeah.
And
So what was your opinion of them when they first started coming around? Like, what was the whole scene's kind of opinion? Because
there was dry before
I've heard different things of like.
This is when we done the documentary.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Proper Bristol hip hop.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should get into that.
But this is where I'm going so Milo had came.
Yeah.
No,
he wasn't here then.
Just after.
No, he was.
Beetle was on the radar.
Yeah.
Because he performed.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd heard his first tune. Central Spills
were Mackie and
were just formed.
They were just formed.
And they had their homemade T-shirts, all of them.
Yeah.
They were doing.
I remember that they'd turn up to a show and everyone would have the
not
same
even
t-shirt.
your mum T-shirts.
They
it
were
was
like
their
the
names on it.
Yeah,
it was. They were
Shads
literally making moves and making waves.
Yeah, that was a power move back then, man.
Sayfire were because we got them on the bill.
Yeah.
I'd heard of them, and then obviously it fogged Kells.
Yeah.
Just after Soldier Click, so we decided we were going to make a documentary from our angle and interview as many people as we could. It wasn't necessarily a definitive like timeline of, but we had to start with the old school, the graph bit. So we did the Wild Bunch, the graph, the Barton Hill bit, my bit, and then put a night on so we could get footage of everybody, and then film the people we could get hold of, and it turned into a 3-hour documentary. So I do the links and ring everybody, and Monk would come and film and then go back and edit everything and build it all up and put the music on and stuff. So we just did like
everyone should watch that as well.
Yeah, everyone out there that's listening or
Proper Bristol
or
Hip Hop.
watching, go and check out Proper Bristol Hip Hop.
It's on YouTube in about 15 different parts.
We were talking about this before.
There's a 3-parter now, I swear. I swear it's in 3 parts now.
It's in 15, mate.
Is it? I swear that was ages ago. I swear there's a 3-parter now.
Maybe?
Yeah, someone's done it.
Okay.
Someone's re-uploaded.
Yeah.
Well,
we were saying just before when you went out that it would be real nice to go again.
This is what we said.
We said earlier,
yeah. Somebody needs to now.
Yeah, but with you.
As in what?
Somebody, I feel like it should be somebody with you. Like even if say we were to do it, all of us to do it together or something. I don't know. We'll talk about this at another point off air.
Yeah.
But to do the documentary again.
What, as me as interviewer or?
Well, with you. So maybe
your
what
timeline
we could do is like we do like say you've got all this archive footage. You've got so much stuff that you could put towards that, and it wouldn't have to be like. We could cover all sorts of different angles because of the new scene.
Yeah, of course.
We could do more of the new scene. We do the old scene, and we do it all on like a really fucking like. Because that's one thing, like I was saying, like the camera quality, the change in the time, it's a big thing now.
Yeah,
and it'd be amazing to have a new perspective where it's like.
Yeah, I think like not. From my thing, I think the old angle is flogging a dead, not, but it's done.
It's done, but like you can revisit it in like almost like a bullet point way.
Yeah.
Rather than revisiting it and going like go right in on certain things, like certain bits of your archive footage or photos, and have like real nice intricate stories, or you know what I mean, certain bits.
Yeah.
Don't go completely the whole timeline.
Because there's a whole new like.
It's the gold with.
When I stopped doing there's a whole
stuff.
new thing that I don't know about.
Like, so when was it that? Because like, let's get back to the timeline again. We might as well. I think we might as well at least have
7, 8.
Yeah, 7, 8.
All right. Where were we? Oh yeah. So we do my documentary. Well, mine and Monk's documentary, proper Bristol Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Put a gig on at the Attic. We'd done a couple of gigs before that. We did a Venomous Tongues thing. We did we played Fiddlers, Thekla. We did what's the other one down by Park Furnishers, the big club is still there.
Park Furnishers.
Yeah. Bemis, back end of Bemis.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? It'll come back to me in a minute.
Not Fiddlers, no.
Is it? Yeah,
that's Fiddlers.
Yeah.
The other one's Fleece.
Fiddlers is fucking. That's the first place I saw.
I supported
Stig
Brain
of the
Tax
Dumb
there as well.
And Foreign Beggars.
Yeah.
And I was working the night, and it was just when I got into the scene.
That run it? You must do then.
No, I was there. That was my test night.
Okay,
it was my first trial shift. Yeah, so I was with this big Irish family, nice, really nice people, real nice people. But like, and he was like, before I started work, he was like, right, you can't get bought any drinks, you can't drink, and you can't do discounts to friends. And like it was a fucking Foreign Beggars night, and there was all these people who I like look up to coming up to the bar, who I'm like, yeah, and I just couldn't I couldn't hook them up. They were like, yeah, I'll buy you a drink. Couldn't get bought drinks. I was just like, you know what? First trial shift, quit. I was just like, boom, done.
Yeah.
Like,
especially the guy that owns it.
I need to be on stage.
His hands are massive, isn't it?
He was a real nice guy.
Yeah, no, they're
real
lovely,
nice guy, real nice people, but it was just like the rules weren't for me at the time.
Yeah.
But it's a wicked club.
So we did a night. We did a Pass the Mic night there. When we got a lot of Welsh kiddies down and did a freestyle battle and filmed it. And so anyway, so we do the film. We want to do a documentary, so we do it. Put the night on and get everybody to play.
Just checking the time.
Is that how long we've been?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's fucking.
Time goes quick, doesn't it? Shit.
Time goes quick. It's all good. It's all good. How you guys doing? You alright? Yeah.
Good. Yeah, we've got about 40 minutes left on.
40 minutes
on this
Okay.
card. How long's on yours?
20 minutes on that one. Okay, right. So yeah, we'll try and wrap it up in the next 20 then.
All right. Yeah. Film everybody. Do the documentary. Get it together. Put it out. Like literally, you just have to watch it and see.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's amazing.
Stepchild murders it.
Yeah,
Literally.
I was doing shows
you
with him
need
then,
to do him on air.
Yeah.
No, he's coming on.
Well, yeah, mate. Like,
I hope he does because he got so much.
The connects that Rogue's got.
Yeah.
I was doing Civilian with him then, innit?
Yeah.
That was the show that we were doing together.
Yeah.
Those times.
Yeah.
We did a little EP together.
Like, you think I go in depth and like he goes even further back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I think we recorded another album after that. 2 solos in between, and recorded Fat Club is Dead and killed it. Literally recorded an album, and I went, I'm done. But it wasn't strictly true.
Yeah.
So it was the last Fat Club album. Had a break again. I think I went back to graph, so started graphing like quite hard.
Yeah.
This is when we.
You did a feature on
I
our
need to
album.
take one last piss before this last 20 minutes.
You did do a feature on our album on the Bass.
Yeah, no, and I did 2 solo albums.
Oh, you did, yeah. Right.
But the feature on your album was what brought me back to my last album.
Right.
But I did a solo with Roller in between it.
Yeah.
And Sober and Dribbler came into play and stuff, and when I met them, and then they were on All City.
That's how I re-met you. I think I met you in Backyard years ago, but I re-met you definitely.
Re-met you?
No, through
Civ.
No, like met you properly.
Yeah.
Through like Sober and Dribbler.
Yeah.
Definitely. Big up Sober and Dribbler, man.
Yeah. Someone spoke to him the other day.
I spoke to Woody the other day.
Yeah, you said it. I was like, you better tell him I said hello.
Yeah. You did message me the other day. He's living in Spain, isn't it? Yeah, fair
But
play.
that's where the Milo and the lowercase and the Otis
Yeah.
connection comes in, because all through them lot around about that time. But
you did shows with Milo before he come to Bristol. There's an infamous show you did in
Exeter. with
Exeter,
Kels.
yeah.
Yeah.
You both ended up
Yeah.
sleeping on a blue mattress.
Wasn't the first time, mate.
Yeah.
Wasn't the first time.
What happened with that one? I know
Did you not
Milo's
know the
side.
story?
I do. I mean,
I
I
thought
know
I told you in
Milo's.
depth the other day.
I know Milo's
Yeah, it's all
side.
Milo's fault.
Yeah,
It's his fault,
I
as
know his
usual.
side of it, but yeah.
No,
I
it
don't
is
know.
quite funny. His side is probably my side as well.
Yeah.
But let's just say, yeah.
Well,
It was me being stupid.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was him being stupid. And then
It
you
wasn't
stepped
really.
in.
No, I took it upon myself to jump
Right.
in and play up. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night in the cells.
Didn't make it in that night. And funny enough, Dribbler come back down and picked me up.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drove all the way back down
Bless him, man.
to pick me up.
Shout out Woody every time.
Yeah, saved my life. Well, got me home.
Yeah,
Spent about a week making it up
yeah.
to her.
When were they doing stuff? Sober and Dribbler.
Then, literally,
Because I was DJing for them as
Yeah.
well, but
Yeah.
it was a little bit after they
because
started.
I did a feature on their album,
Yeah. Which they did too.
the first
First one,
thing, and he was on a few bits of ours
Yeah.
through
Big up
Over-
Sober
and
as
my-
well, man.
and
Sober
my
used to,
solo,
yeah,
yeah.
Sober used to kill it on the beats as well.
Yeah.
Big up Sober, man.
yeah, I like they're lovely guys, both of them.
Yeah.
A load of people came and went
Yeah.
through that era.
Through that time, yeah, definitely.
Of course,
Yeah, there is
Um,
loads that we can't even
Roscoe.
remember. Roscoe, yeah.
obviously Marshy.
Marshy, man. Big up Marshy. He was
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah, like loads came and went. Do it.
Just fucking.
Yeah, do it.
Just try it. No, I'm not gonna try it.
Nearly went left.
That almost went fucked.
Must be something.
It's right, I'm being bad anyway. It's like last week's gin, but
And being bad. Swig out of the bottle. What's a lemonade?
maybe that's what I'll do. I'll fucking mix it up a bit.
Takes the 7
Have a
out.
swig of that and then a swig of lemonade.
Oh, you
Old
got
school rules.
some. Yeah,
So
so
where are we at then?
done
Sorry
the
to fucking
documentary.
dip
Did
We went up to Sober and Dribble almost, so we're
well?
talking.
They came in
So what? 2008, 9 now, isn't it?
7, 8, 9. Fat Club is dead.
Yeah.
Deaded it. Had a break. Not probably one for long, because you know what I'm like. Got in touch with Roller. Started going to his studio because we recorded a couple of bits. He done some vinyl, did some vinyl bits and pieces on features.
Yeah.
Roe started construction steers. We did self destruction,
Yeah,
construction.
self-destruction, yeah.
Hated that. I didn't like that.
That's
at
with
all.
everyone's
Like
face
that.
on the cover, isn't it? Like the BDP
hated
one.
cover, yeah, for
It's the same
some
as the
charity, which was a good cause,
Yeah.
but didn't like doing it. Did some up for him. Put it out on wax.
That was when Rhett was spitting.
Yes.
Fucking
Everyone
hell.
was on it.
Big up MC Rhett.
Ratner.
Retna.
Recorded my first solo, well, probably third solo, but exclusively with him on the beats. Loved that, like, because his studio is like, so, we've been there, so
Yeah,
I like being in there. I was in my
ridiculous.
element down there.
Yeah.
And he could do like, so I'd done that. Me and Matt were talking about doing something else, but by then Monk had sort of lost his mojo and didn't really want to bother.
Yeah.
So we talked about it. I wrote a couple of verses, and he did a beat, gave me it, and just wasn't feeling it. It's going for a bad patch at the time. He said, "I don't feel." I said, "Are you going to do it?" He said, "No, probably not." I said, "All right, cool. Can I have the track?" I said, "Yeah." So I wrote a third verse, I think, and recorded it at Rose, and it was the start of my last solo album, which was 2014, and recorded the track. And that's obviously I met you, and I knew you were doing bits, because obviously
So
how did we meet?
How did we meet?
Yeah,
Tell the
you
story.
might-
Tell the story. So I'm painting, and I like quite hard. So did a piece, and I'm walking through the skater through Dean Lane, and you're there with a couple of other kiddies. You're stood back.
Do you know the fuck? Carry on, actually.
Yes,
Carry on,
go
bro.
on. So one of them sagging on my piece on the background, and you're stood watching, and they're over the other side of the railings, writing on the piece. And I go, "The fuck you lot doing?" I think was my
I
exact
love
words,
it.
and you
Yeah.
went, "Sorry,
But you had your baby as well in the pram.
Jack." Yeah.
Yeah, like baby in the pram and shit.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, this guy's. I was straight away. I was like, my guy. Do
you know what I'm saying? And the maddest thing about it is the guy writing over your piece, was actually a kid who had I'd approached 3 kids. 2 of them ended up being my friends. This kid pretended to be my friend, and until we found out who he was, approached him looking for this guy who was basically bitten my style, started writing all sorts of shit. Some little weird kid, that I know now. Obviously at the time, he lied, managed to snake into our crew, completely lying about who he was. Like, this story will come up at some point. It's a shame we didn't talk about this with Bill next, because this kid, I
don't know about this.
Yeah, next level snakery. I can't even go too deep. We've only got 20 minutes left. But he was the guy writing over your shit.
Yeah.
And from that moment onwards, because we had a chat in it, I was like, because you turned to me straight away. I turned back. I was like,
he did. I approached you semi-aggressively.
Yeah.
And he answered the way he should answer.
The way he should answer, yeah.
And we both went, looked at each other, and he was like, what? Like, what? I'm not doing it. What do you want me to do? And I'm like, well, it ain't fucking right, is it? Like, come on. Like, literally looking at him, because he's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And they're small over there doing it. And I'm thinking, well, you should be telling your boys not to do it. Yeah. Trying to give it the big, you know.
But I did. The thing is, the amount of times I said those things, like, because I said before, and I live by those old school rules.
Yeah.
But
that's one of them
my friends are my friends.
That's one of them times as well, though,
you
isn't
stick by your...
So we sort of, I think we both sort of sussed each other out straight away and went, all right, fuck it. And then you went on your way, I went on mine. Next day I went down and just blacked it out.
Yeah.
Like, but literally it was on the background, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then the next time I met you, you were walking by the Arnold Feeney. And we were chatting.
Yeah.
And that's when you told me you did music. And and I was like, really? Like, didn't know. Fucking hell. Don't know how long after it was. Probably not that long after. And you said, I'm going to the studio. And I was like, well, what'd you do? Grind. Being like, you're young. I'm thinking, and you said, no, hip hop. And I'm like, well, what sort of hip hop? And you were like, well, normal hip hop. And I was like,
normal hip hop.
It just took me back. And I was like, they're youngsters. What? Like, and then I heard it, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah. And that's, Which was weird to me. Like, all right, misconception.
Yeah, I think that happened to a lot of old school heads,
and it sort of threw me, and I was like, oh shit, they're on it. And that's when I started looking to the new wave and what everybody was doing. Obviously, I knew certain people, but by then I was sort of out of the loop a little bit.
Yeah,
like I was doing my own thing, and obviously I got you on my last album, you and Matt and Milo and stuff. Milo was here then, and like that was sort of it for me, so to speak. I've always listened, but literally just painting like hard.
Still, are you still painting hard?
I'm doing more now.
Back to the books as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
The books are hard, man. Fucking.
Yeah, you brought some with you actually.
Yeah.
Maybe gone back to the drawing and literally like I've done t-shirts and blah blah, like sending stuff out. I'm doing stuff for free, like for a few people. I've done a few t-shirts.
For the people out there that didn't know, Turroe's the guy behind the Split Profits logo that we
which
actually
was
ended up.
Which was not intentional.
Never intentional.
Not from my end. No.
Well, no, but it was a competition. So. It was like everyone sending hand styles of Split Profits.
It's the one that's on the t-shirts.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It
was the one they use constantly.
Yeah, it's the one that is used. It's the fucking.
So I still do the same thing. Like well-known UK MC he's got a clothing line. Well, I think he's well-known, like personally. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to do some stuff? I'll pay you." I was like, "Don't worry about paying me. I'll do it. Just send me once you printed it. Send me it." So I've done a few things for him, which should be coming out soon. I've got a hoodie he sent me, but so that's good because I don't really. It's mad because I do shit. I've done exhibitions, as you know. Like I've got back in and done a lot of shit. Just because I feel like being busy. Like I've got to have something to do, so I focus on the drawing. Is always there and is literally become fucking ridiculous. My old house, there's books everywhere. I got to take pictures, and so I'm gonna get one published, like myself, self-publish it.
Well, with the portraits, it's just gone into like fucking art, man.
But like, I do both. I go through tangents just to keep it fresh to me.
But
that's
doing
letter. Like, I like to paint letters and I do letter pieces, but I've got different books for different things.
But the portrait ones are just art,
I like
man.
it because not many people expect it.
Like
also,
and the level of how good it is, like
it's always a touch of me. Like I don't just try to blatant copy what I see. I always chuck paint over it or splat pens. Just do something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's 100% original in the sense of it's never been done before.
Yeah.
Like,
but you add a bit of yourself to it.
I try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And I do that when I paint.
Yeah.
Well, it comes across like you've got your own style in painting.
Is the way I paint rather than what I paint, because I could paint a piece that can look like I drew it in 1989. I could paint it today.
Yeah.
Rather than I don't do choro, like literally. I could do an old school thing. I can do I can do simples. Like that's what I like to do. Back to the drawing thing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my brain sort of switches. So I'll go. I got this white book, and it's all going to be black and white characters and portraits in it. And I got this AA3, which is going to be full on color, wild style. And in between that, I got something, and I can work on 5 different things, and my brain just constantly. I'm on the next before I've even done it. So and it's quite mad. My house is like there's stuff everywhere. My missus goes mental. There's stuff everywhere.
Hip hop hoarder.
There's tapes. Definitely. There's thousands of tapes. There's books. If I feel like I want to buy this book, I won't just buy one. I got to buy 50, but not in one go. I just got to keep going.
Of the same book?
No, just so if I go on a graft, like say I'm into autobiographies and I'm reading some, and there'll be 20 within a month, and then I'm on the graph thing, and there's 10 graph books, or I've all like it's like. As you get old, it's like having a fucking midlife crisis, but it's never gone away from me.
Yeah. It's always been there, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like going, I want a BMX, or I won't get into it. I've got one and a frame.
I can't even get into BMX now because I would have 100
different
frames.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Frame there was,
so I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But you're chatting like 20 black books everywhere, and bits of paper and pen. I'm chatting like thousands and thousands of pens, like, and there ain't enough room. Like one of my kids got to move out. You better go soon, Jack, because
make room for the pens.
Libby needs the room and I need a room, like
just for black books,
just to keep Lou happy. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's and that's what I'm like. There's a few things in between as well.
Yeah.
That we ain't touched on, but
we'll get you back at some point.
You don't need to do that. I probably bored everybody.
But there's other shit. There's other shit to talk about.
I didn't even notice the time.
I
thought it was on an hour.
Yeah, I could carry on talking. It's constraints with the cameras, and otherwise there's all sorts of shit. But like, we aim to do that anyway. It's going to be like, this has been real interesting, man.
It's cool.
Like a lot of stuff that I don't know about. Like a lot of groups.
I've been around.
You're
chatting like 30 plus years of doing one thing. Like, but I'm not
4 seasons of hip hop.
This is like what I thought.
Yeah,
like,
it is, isn't it?
So what's the deal? Just because quickly, we got about 5 minutes left.
Go on.
So what's the deal with the book that you said?
Well, I want to compile a black book because that's what I did, not a graph story book. Yeah, so it's not photos of what I piece because anyone. So it's literally all my drawings in a timeline of what I've been. Not all of them, obviously, but from 89 to 2019, so you're chatting 30 years of stuff.
Yeah.
From 89 sketches to now. Start off with the most simple, basic shit. In between, I told the Art Attack story, so that's in there, and the pictures. So to break it up, there's going to be a couple of bits, and go to the full colour, everything that I sit down and spend weeks and weeks and weeks on, and then print it all up in one package, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then probably do a launch and an exhibition. Put it out there, just because then I've got everything. Just
maybe we'll try and get you on when that kind of comes around. Then if maybe we should talk at some point as well about it,
or maybe after,
at some point just to promote it and let people know at the time.
Obviously there's going to be a lull in between because I got to go and have the operation and shit, so I'm going to be laid up for a while. So I'm looking to get out at some point next year. But and that's just what I'm focusing on in a minute, like, because it's something to do.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'm out painting, and that's it. But I'm enjoying it. It's not like in my age now, I just don't feel how much time there, like physically. Yeah. How much time can you cram in a working week and doing what you're doing and the family and everything else? But it's not an excuse. It's because I still probably do more than most active writers. I call myself a Sunday writer. Most active writers are doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But within the next 6 months, I ain't going to be doing nothing. And then 6 to 8 months after that, I'll probably still be recovering.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And then got to get
And
a
then
job
you'll go
and then
again.
start working
again,
properly. Like,
Well, if there's anything we can do to help, man, let us know.
start a GoFundMe when I ain't got no work and I'm laid up at
Yeah.
No, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
someone feed me
That
kids.
shit's good nowadays, yeah.
Like, everyone's doing,
Yeah, alright, well, that's the fucking...
I got a cold, set up a GoFundMe, need some Lemsip. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, for all the people out there, then just quickly, where can they get the links to your Black Book drawings? I'm sure there's drawings online. Where can they find your stuff, your work? Instagram.
I don't even know. Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah,
like,
Turroe.
1.
So TUROE or
ROEONE on Facebook and
Yeah.
Insta. Don't go to the private, even though it's linked to my private one on Facebook. And apart from that, music wise, Fat Club BANDCAMP, Ruztik Records BANDCAMP is all up there for free downloads.
Yeah.
YouTube for proper Bristol Hip Hop and a couple of others of Fat Club videos and my videos. Just do the links through the people I've mentioned because everybody else has got shit.
Yeah, people watching this or listening, go research the names that you've heard.
Yeah.
Google me.
I've
Do your Googles. You find me.
Do your Googles. Yeah.
Do your Googles.
But definitely watch proper Bristol Hip Hop.
Yeah.
And Fresh 97.
Yeah.
That's the two to watch, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah. It's been
Big
a pleasure.
That's
Mate,
been a fucking pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Much love.
No,
man.
you didn't get much fucking.
That was fucking wicked, man.
Nah, man. Don't need to,
Burgers
bro.
like this. Cool.
Nah,
Yeah, big up.
innit?
Much love to everyone
always,
out
man.
there. Lock into all the socials. Subscribe to the channel. Much love.
Yeah.
Yeah, brick sofa.
Boom.
But
Sweet. Well, that was fun.